BWX Berwick, the Valley Sports Leader, HLM.
Sports Radio HLM proudly presents Berwick Bulldogs football. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Forge Pub and Eatery, West 11th Street in Berwick. Bear, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram in Berwick. Berwick Dental Arts, quality care for your dental health. Berwick Notary Center, Orange Street in Berwick. Mason's Monogram Services for all your Bulldog merchandise. Neighbor Fence Company, residential and commercial fencing. First Keystone Community Bank. Yesterday's traditions, tomorrow's vision. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick for all your home improvements. Yannick Real Estate, commercial and residential. The Mayo Funeral Homes of Berwick and Chick-Shinny. Your Berwick State Farm agents Lori Powell, Sean Black, and Melissa Price. Hometown agents who understand Berwick's needs. Riverview Block Inc. of Berwick. Alexander Family Dealership, Central Road off Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Access Gymnastics Academy, East 7th Street in Bloomsburg. Welsh's Towing and Repair, towing, recovery, and lockout services. S.J. Kowalski Heating and Cooling, the way the earth intended. Overhead Door Company of Berwick. Independence Ford, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Don's Towing, Truck and Trailer Repair, Route 11 in Berwick. MD Accounting and Consulting, your hometown CPA firm. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your partner for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Fairfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Danville. The Berwick Medicine Shop, now at 500 Fowler Avenue in Berwick. And by Name Brand Liquidations in the Berwick Plaza on Route 11. Now with Andy Ulickney, here's the Dean of the Dogs, Jim Doyle, on Sports Radio HLM.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight from Mountaineers Stadium in Dallas, it's the Bulldogs against the Mountaineers of Dallas High School. I am Jim Doyle along with Andy Ulickney. The producer of tonight's broadcast is Raven Klein. When you get to this point in the season, just 2 weeks away from the start of the district playoffs, you hope that if your team is a playoff team that they're at the top of their game. Well, I think we have two examples of that here tonight. Berwick comes into this game with a 4-game winning streak. They have already clinched a playoff berth. They are 5-3 and playing as well as they have all season. Dallas has clinched a playoff berth. They are 5-2 and have won 3 games in a row. Interesting, Berwick's offense has been okay. Their defense has been absolutely outstanding. Dallas's offense has gotten better and better and better, particularly with their running game, as this season has progressed. So a terrific matchup. Late in the regular season, getting ready for the postseason, Dallas against Berwick. Andy Ulickney with us for Bulldogs football tonight. Andy, I know later you're going to give the keys to today's game, and I don't want to steal your thunder, but the fact is that Berwick's defense against the run, the last 3 games, they're giving up 60 yards a game, which is unbelievable. Dallas started the season struggling running the football. Now they are terrific. Their last 3 games, they're averaging 237 yards rushing. So it's one of those games where something's got to give.
Yeah, I think when we do get to the keys, Jim, I'll steal my own thunder. It's going to be which defense can slow down which offense. Both teams have very good defenses. They take a lot of pride in the defensive end. But can Berwick slow down the running attack of Dallas and the other versatile parts that work along with the play-action passing? We'll see. This one has to be played out there on the field, and it's cleared up nicely on this artificial surface. We should have good conditions.
For Berwick's offense, it was really nice last week to see Bo Sheptok get involved in the action, a 68-yard touchdown run, and Dre Wilk end up in the backfield and end up with a 50-yard run. It just adds more to their offense.
I think when you get yourself into a consistent running game with Benny Knorr, where you can rely on getting 5 and 10-yard chunks, then you can go to those other options. Then you can go to the Dre Wilk. Then you can take a look at Bo Sheptok. Then you go with play-action pass. It opens the rest up. So I think it's going to start with Benny Knorr, and he's proven he can do it.
Jackson Widger is the quarterback for Dallas, and if they were one-dimensional, just with the potent running attack that I mentioned earlier, that would be one thing. But he completes 63% of his passes, 8 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He is a threat.
They do it with timely passing, Jim. They'll sort of not, in other words, lull you to sleep, but get you to expect the run. The run is effective. You got to stop the run. Somehow you got to get in there and stop Parker Balesta. And then all of a sudden he pulls it out. He gets these receivers open, and he has a fine core of receivers that I'll be detailing later.
And to be by later with the keys to tonight's game. When we return, we'll hear from Rich Manella, the head coach of the Mountaineers of Dallas. You're listening to Bulldogs Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLN.
Looking for that perfect new vehicle for you and your family? Look no further than Fairfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Car, truck, or SUV, no matter what you're looking for, you can find it at Fairfield at a fantastic deal.
Find it at Fairfield.
During Jeep Adventure Days, you can go on or off-road, all while getting a fantastic deal. Drive home a brand new 2021 Jeep Compass, just $25,900. It's also Ram Power Days, 1500s, 2500s, 3500s, and more. You won't find a bigger selection anywhere else. Make sure to take a look at their ad in the Web Weekly for all their incredible deals. Stop in and see the Kaiser Boys on Route 405 in Muncie or Dan Goldman on Route 11 in Danville. Fairfield for fantastic deals.
Offers on select vehicles for qualified buyers only. Not all will qualify. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. All offers end October 31st. See dealer for complete details.
Find it at Fairfield.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 75 years of service, can handle all your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete block, including decorative EP Henry landscaping block. Their concrete is PennDOT approved and delivered with front discharge trucks. Riverview Block also carries masonry supplies, tools, cement, sand, and stone. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block, 570-752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Senior night here at Mountaineers Stadium at Dallas High School. Seniors in the band, later the cheerleaders, football players will be introduced to the crowd here. Dallas closes out the regular season next week at Tunkhannock. So this is their final regularly scheduled home game, although they will get a home game in the postseason playoffs. They are currently the second seed in the point standings. Berwick is fourth. Both of those would amount to home games to start the District 2 playoffs, which will begin 2 weeks from tonight. Well, early this season, the Dallas offense was struggling to run the football. During the Mountaineers' current 3-game winning streak, as I mentioned earlier, they're averaging 237 rushing yards a game. Dallas coach Rich Manella on the improvement in his team's running game.
Well, we've had as everybody deals with it at this time of year and every year in high school, we've had to shuffle that offensive line around. And, that's why we really push cross-training, and, the kids are starting to get it figured out. And, opening up with a team the caliber of Valley View in week 1 is outstanding because, by the end of that night, where your weaknesses are and what needs to be corrected. And, you go to work on that immediately. And our guys have bought into that daily and weekly process, and what we can control is what we're doing today. And we eliminate the outside noise and go about our business. And, that's, at this point where we've been able to develop.
Rich, one of the lowlights of last season was that horrific injury suffered by Jake Delgaudio. It's amazing that he's back. What role is he playing for your team?
I hope I never see one of those again. Just a tremendous young man. Besides the football thing, he walks in this football building in the clubhouse here, and everybody, just tightens up detail. He's got that type of leadership to him. He's a heart and soul of the defense. He's a starting at linebacker. He's on I believe, almost every special teams. He could take reps at tailback. The fact that he's out there is just a tremendous testament to the young man. I mean, what he went through and the number of surgeries and where he was, February and March. And, we get to spring and, he was not cleared to play lacrosse. but by the end of the season, he was allowed with a boot on to go out there and face off with the lacrosse team as long as he promised to run off the field after the face off. And, you could see the impact he had just by being on there, and he continued to work through it, through the summer, and he's flying around.
You're playing a Berwick team now that's on top of their game. They've won 4 games in a row. I'm sure you've looked at the last couple of films. Why do you think they're on this streak?
Well, it's no mystery. I mean, there's great players there, and you got to throw the beginning of that season out the window. I'm sure there's a lot of reasons why all that happened, none of which is any of my business. We got our program here and our guys, but things happen. These are kids, and that's the reality. We'd like to hope that they carry themselves as young men. But there's a lot that's going on, and we're still messing with the COVID situation. But that beginning part of that season is a moot point right now. Where they are right now is because they've got great players that have bought into a process down there, and they're doing the same thing, and they're getting better every week. And they've won 4 in a row. And so that's the part that, that is what we're dealing with right now, which is what you would expect from a Berwick football team.
Dallas High School head football coach Rich Manella. 19 years. He was the head coach at King's College, stepped down after the 2009 season. Now in his 7th season as the head coach here at Dallas High School. What a job he's done. 50 wins, just 27 losses. Just 2 years ago, he led Dallas to the state finals in Class Quad A, where they lost to Thomas Jefferson. Last year they were 4-4, made it to the district final where they lost to Crestwood. This season, right back in the hunt, 5-2 coming into this game against Berwick tonight. The Bulldogs against the Mountaineers. We'll check the starting lineup for Berwick when we return. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Welsh's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welsh's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welsh's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jumpstart, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welsh's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welsh's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
It won't be long before tax time rolls around, so remember to visit Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting for your income tax needs. ND Accounting and Consulting handles both business and individual taxes, as well as offering a variety of accounting services, including payroll, auditing, and bookkeeping. For tax and accounting services, look for Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting with 2 locations, 214 Pine Street in Berwick and 5929 Main Road in Sweet Valley.
Quality care for your dental health at Berwick Dental Arts, 105 West 9th Street in Berwick. State-of-the-art equipment comes together with a tradition of 45 years of personalized care. From the youngest to the oldest patient, let Berwick Dental Arts doctors and staff take care of every aspect of your dental needs. They'll process all types of insurances. Make your appointment today. Call Berwick Dental Arts friendly staff at 752-4542. Berwick Dental Arts, making smiles beautiful.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football,
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick,
HLM.
Senior night festivities continuing on the field here at Mountaineers Stadium in Dallas, the area they call the Back Mountain. Going to be a pretty good night for high school football. A little chilly. They had a lot of rain here between 3:30 and about 4:15, but only about 15% chance of any more coming, so it should be a good night for football. Conditions won't be bothered. No wind. And, of course, we're playing here on the artificial turf. Here is the starting lineup offensively for Berwick. At the tight end, number 4, Spencer Kishbaugh. He is a 6'3", 195-pound junior. 14 receptions on the season for 238 yards and 3 touchdowns. The left tackle is number 71, Harrison Snyder. 6'2", 190 pounds, a sophomore. Has just been getting better and better on both sides of the football. Terrific defensive end as well. Left guard, number 73, Gavin Cunningham. He's a senior, 6 foot, 210 pounds. The starting center is number 54, Andrew Blockus. 6'1", 215 to senior. Liam Carroll gets a start at right guard. He missed a couple of games with injury, was back last week, and now in a starting role on the offensive front. Liam is a 5'8", 190-pound sophomore. The right tackle is big number 70, Xander Unger, 6'3", 265 pounds, a senior. The leading receiver for the Dogs is number 7, Dre Wilk. He's 5'11", 175 pounds, a junior. 17 receptions on the season for 135 yards and 1 touchdown. We also saw him in a role of carrying the football last week. A beautiful 50-yard touchdown run against Pittston area. The quarterback is number 12, Matt Lunzinski. He is a 6'1", 205-pound junior, completing 44% of his passes for 750 yards, 5 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. At the tailback spot, Bulldogs still without the services of Ryan Bankus. They'll probably be without him for at least 1 more week. Benny Noor, likely to get a lot of carries. On the season, he has 53 of them for 270 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. He's also caught 14 passes for 197 yards. Jimmy D'Andro will be the starting fullback. He wears number 33. He's 5'11", 200 pounds, a sophomore. And another wide receiver is number 20, Braden Boone, 5'10", 145, a senior. 3 catches on the season for 73 yards and a touchdown. That is the starting lineup offensively for the Bulldogs under Carmen DiFrancesco in his 3rd season at Berwick, 15-11. His mark as the head man of the Bulldogs is his 25th season overall as a head coach. 6 different schools, 167 career wins, 108 losses. We'll take a look at the starters for the Mountaineers of Dallas when we return. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLN.
Looking for that perfect new vehicle for you and your family? Look no further than Fairfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Car, truck, or SUV, no matter what you're looking for, you can find it at Fairfield at a fantastic deal.
Find it at Fairfield.
During Jeep Adventure Days, you can go on or off-road all while getting a fantastic deal. Drive home a brand new 2021 Jeep Compass, just $25,900. It's also Ram Power Days, 1500s, 2500s, 3500s, and more. You won't find a bigger selection anywhere else. Make sure to take a look at their ad in the Web Weekly for all their incredible deals. Stop in and see the Kaiser Boys on Route 405 in Muncie or Dan Goldman on Route 11 in Danville. Fairfield for fantastic deals.
Offers on select vehicles for qualified buyers only. Not all will qualify. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. All offers end October 31st. See dealer for complete details.
Find it at Fairfield.
If you haven't been to name brand liquidations in the Berwick Plaza Shopping Center, you're missing out on great values. At name brand liquidations, you'll save money from 50 to 90% on everything imaginable. From furniture to food to bedding, you name it. Name brand liquidations not only sells a huge variety of merchandise, they feature name brands just like their name says, at low prices. When you're in the market for anything, shop at the store that has everything. Name brand liquidations. Wishing the Berwick Bulldogs a great season.
Berwick Notary Center, 1544 Orange Street, State Route 93, has been serving the Berwick community for over 50 years with the highest quality service as well as the lowest prices available. They offer services for driver's licenses, instant camera cards, registration renewals, boat, ATV, and snowmobile transfers. And they are messenger and agent approved. Open Monday through Friday, 9 till 5, and Saturday, 9 till 1. Check out their Facebook page or email them directly at berwicknotary@yahoo.com. Berwick Notary proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs. Go Dogs!
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
the next to the last weekend of high school football's regular season kicking off this evening here in the area they call the Back Mountain. It's the Bulldogs against the Mountaineers of Dallas. 25th meeting between these two schools. Berwick leads the series 16-8, but Dallas has won 4 straight, including a 14-7 decision last year at Crispin Field. Here's the starting lineup offensively for the Mountaineers. At the tight end, number 85, Nick Farrell. He is a 6', 170-pound sophomore, 3 catches on the season for 42 yards. The left tackle's number 59, Colby Kleintop, 6', 220, a junior. Aiden Fennell is the starting left guard. He wears number 54. He is a 6'1", 205-pound junior. John Scherer is the starting center. He wears number 50. John is a 5'8", 205-pound junior. Dan Sobolski is the right guard, 5'7", 175, a sophomore. And the right tackle is big James Lahane. He wears number 74. He is 6'4", 305 pounds, a senior. Dallas has 3 wide receivers they go to. Leading the bunch is Rocco Armando. He wears number 10. He's a 5'8", 170-pound senior. 24 receptions of the season for 414 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's averaging over 17 yards a reception. We'll also see Joe Peters, number 24. Joe is a junior at 5'9", 140 pounds. 22 catches on the season for 280 yards and 2 touchdowns. And we'll also see a sophomore, Zach Pacheski, 5'9", 150 pounds. He has 18 catches on the season for 252 yards and 2 touchdowns. Those passes coming from a senior, Jackson Wydra. He's in his first year as the starting quarterback, but when I talked to Rich Manella in the summer, he had no doubts that he would do very, very well. He had a terrific offseason. He was looking forward for big things from Wydra, the 6'1", 195-pounder, and he's delivered. 63% of his passes complete for 1,043 yards, 8 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. He also is an effective runner. 41 carries for 152 yards and 8 additional touchdowns. A couple of weeks ago against Wyoming Valley West, I shouldn't say a couple of weeks, it was the second week of the season, he threw for 255 yards and 2 touchdowns in a 28-27 win for Dallas. So he is capable of big throwing nights. But this team, they have their preference, would run the football. And no one does it better than number 2, Parker Balesta. He is a 6', 200-pound junior, averaging 6.4 yards a carry on 97 attempts, 7 rushing touchdowns. And he's coming off a career-best 198 yards and 3 touchdowns in a 41-14 win over Crestwood last Friday. When they use a fullback, we'll see either number 34, A.J. Fife, a 5'8", 195-pound sophomore, or number 37, Dylan Geske. He's 5'11", 185 pounds. He's just a 9th grader. Geske coming off a good performance against Crestwood, 95 yards and 2 touchdowns in that game. That is the starting lineup offensively for the Mountaineers under Rich Manella in his 7th season as head coach. They average over 29 points a game, and they have a good balance to pass and rush. 147 yards passing, 143 yards rushing, but again, of late, they've gone heavily to the running game, averaging 237 yards in their last 3 games. That, not coincidentally, a 3-game winning streak for the Mountaineers. The Bulldogs against Dallas. Keys to tonight's game, Andy Lickney.
Well, I think when it comes to the keys, Jim, I think you're looking both teams play very, very good defense. They're stout, they're strong, and which offense can kind of adjust enough to be able to get the points. That's where it's going to come from. Dallas's offense, they have very good balance. You've just been through that. When they can, they want to run. They want to run Balesta, run Balesta, and, hope to kind of lull you into that. We're running. You got to overplay it to stop us. And once you sort of get hypnotized by that, they're very timely in going to play action pass. And they fake it very well, and they just spring the receivers for the big plays. 3 receivers in all. Again, you went through them. Rocco Armando, 343 yards, 4 touchdowns. Joey Peters, 23 catches, 292 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Zach Pacheski, 18 catches, 250 yards. Those are big numbers. And they get those big numbers when you overplay the run, your people come up and they break people deep on you, and they can do that. And they have one other weapon, and again, you've highlighted him, Jackson Wydra, a very athletic quarterback. He's 6'1", 195 pounds. He's a senior. He has that leadership. And, along with being the field general, running things well, hitting his passes off play action, he can run. 155 yards, and I had to double check with you. I wasn't sure of the number, but 8 rushing touchdowns to go with his 8 passing touchdowns. So it's a multi-pronged attack. It likes to rely on that run to set it all up. Now, can Berwick stop it? Well, Berwick has studs. They have studs on defense. There's star power out there. You have Tristan English, who's a great hitter. Spencer Kishpaw's an amazing player. Alex Hacker has really impressed me in the last few games. Andrew Blockus, a great two-way player. Taji Taylor. And get back in the secondary with Bo Sheptok and Dre Wilk. Everyone, this is a star-studded group that's starting to play a very cohesive defense. Now, can they stop up front with their front 7 or cheat the safety up to make it 8 and still be able to play the play-action pass? Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's why you play it out on the field. But it's a pretty neat matchup with this Dallas offense going against Berwick's stout defense. When you flip it over, Dallas plays strong defense as well. Berwick is going to focus their offense on Benny Knorr. Benny Knorr has to have a strong game, and he's always going to give you his very best effort in the strongest game he can. But is it going to be able to sort of slice on through this Dallas defense? We'll see. But he becomes the focal point. You establish Benny Knorr, and then everything else sort of counters off that. Play action pass is a counter, a different look when you fake Benny Knorr and throw to somebody. Your jet sweeps are a different type of play when attention goes to Benny Knorr. The alternate running backs that we've seen opposite of Benny Knorr. They've slid in Bo Sheptok last week for a big play. Dre Wilk in there gives you a big play. Jimmy DeAndre as a fullback can give you nice plays, just hitting things quickly. So they focus on Benny Knorr and then hit other plays off of it. And I think one other area, and I don't know if they've been saving it or, sometimes you forget you have so many weapons, but the tight ends in this offense. So you have those tall tight ends and Taji Taylor and Spencer Kishpaw who can also make plays. So, Dallas has the personnel to try to be able to stop it. They've proven it through the year. But there's 6 two-way players out there. The entire front 4, 2 in the secondary. Might they wear down a little bit? You also, if you twist an ankle or something and you lose that two-way player, how good is your depth? Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I think whichever defense can control things should have the edge in this one, Jim.
Andy, we don't know what kind of game we're going to see, but I think from a Berwick standpoint, this probably needs to be a low-scoring defensive battle. Bulldogs don't score a lot of points. They average 18 points a game. Dallas can win a shootout. They've been over 40 a couple times. They average 29 points a game. I think this game needs to be low-scoring for the Bulldogs to be in.
Yeah, I think so, too. I don't think you want to see Dallas put the points up and try to play catch-up. That's not Berwick's offensive strategy. You want to have sort of a ball control, keep it away, and play stout defense yourself. So I do agree. I think we're looking for a defensive battle for Berwick to have the best opportunity.
One of the ironies of the Berwick defense is, as stout as they have been, they do give up the big play. Last week against Piston Area, a 51-yard touchdown run when it was still a game. The week before against Wyoming Valley West, a 46-yard run, a 73-yard touchdown pass. So it's kind of an irony. They're so good on almost every play. They are, though, susceptible to a big play for whatever reason.
Well, now and then people lose contain. And the other thing is they're very aggressive at safety. Leading tackler is Bo Sheptok, but he's a safety. But he's coming up and playing like a linebacker. Dre Wilk is extremely aggressive, and often by the defensive call, you let him play it like a linebacker. So you're not keeping that deeper umbrella back to stop a big play. You're figuring we're going to stop the big plays up front with our front 7, not let it happen, or else with these aggressive safeties who are playing like linebackers. So, yeah, I think Berwick has to be aware, make sure that they're playing their areas of responsibility, especially with contain on the wide plays.
Stats can be deceiving sometimes, but I think we'll listen to your numbers as this game goes along If Dallas is close to 200 yards in rushing, that will be a huge advantage for them.
It would, but it's not their norm, Jim. I have them averaging about 144 yards
That's
a game.
Deceiving, though. The first
deceiving.
game against Valley View, they had 36.
Yeah, and it's only a 7-game schedule, am I right? They missed one along the way. So you don't have as much depth. But, you look at the schedule, and you're looking at a 1-point victory over Valley West. You're looking at a 1-touchdown loss to Hazleton area. Close game with Williamsport. So, how does it play out? This team seems to have been up and down a little bit. What Dallas team shows up, what Berwick team shows up, in this big meeting tonight. That's important.
Bulldogs make their appearance on the far side of the field. White jerseys, white pants, white helmets, blue numerals and trim. And a big inflated Dallas helmet down below us to our left. The Mountaineers about to make their appearance on the near side of the field. Powder blue jerseys, powder blue helmets, white pants, white numerals, and trim. Dallas comes onto the field. As I mentioned earlier, Rich Mandel has done a terrific job here since he has taken over. They have been in contention. I mentioned getting to the state finals in Quad A just 2 seasons ago. Coming into this one with a 5-2 record. Andy mentioned they missed a game. That was against their arch rival Lake Lehman. That was a COVID situation. Don't know whether they'll be able to make that one up or not. So looking forward to a good one. Berwick 5-3, Dallas 5-2. Back with the kickoff. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, HLN.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
Forge Pub and Eatery on 11th and Mulberry in Berwick is where you need to go when you want a delicious homemade meal. Forge is open every day at 11 with free delivery to the Berwick area. Follow their Facebook page to get the daily specials. They have a full bar, 10 beers on tap, 6 rotating seasonal brews, and an extensive selection of domestic and craft beer. It's the perfect place to go out with colleagues or for date night. Forge will always impress. Forge Pub and Eatery in Berwick is a proud supporter of the Berwick Bulldogs football team.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top-quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
Lehigh Valley Health Network has some great news for residents of Greater Hazleton and surrounding communities. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is now located in the Humboldt Industrial Park at Station Circle in Hazel Township. Their orthopedics and sports medicine experts provide complete orthopedic care and accept most insurances, including Geisinger Gold. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, your partners in orthopedic care. To learn more, visit lvhn.org/orthopedics or call 570-861-8710.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Captain Sweeney at the center of the field. We're moments away from the kickoff to start this interesting matchup in the back mountain tonight. Berwick 5-3, riding a 4-game winning streak. Dallas 5-2, riding a 3-game winning streak. The officiating crew. The referee is Greg Zubchak. Mike Hartzell is the umpire. The linesman is Chris Basic. John Basic is the line judge. Dave Pacchione is the field judge. Jeff Shook is the side judge. Berwick won the toss, deferred to the second half. So we'll get to see this Dallas offense that's been lights out the last 3 weeks in their winning streak, going against a Berwick defense that has been very, very stingy, particularly against the run. Just 60 yards a game for the last 3 opponents for the Bulldogs. We'll kick it off. Dallas will be moving from our left to our right. as they send two people deep. Rocco Armando, a senior, and sophomore Zach Pacheski.
No rain at present, Jim. We drove up through a good bit of rain, but it stopped since we've been here. Artificial surface, a bit of an older artificial surface. You can see the granules of black peppered on through. But the conditions should be dry and should not affect play.
Brendan Hinkle awaiting the officials' signal to get this one underway. Again, the 25th meeting between these two schools. But Dallas has had the best of it of late. 4 consecutive wins over the Bulldogs, including 14-7 at Crispin Field last season. So Hinkle will kick it off. Pacheski and Armando deep. This one is underway. The kick very, very high on the far side. Pacheski at the 10. And he will not get to the 20-yard line. Terrific kick coverage by the Bulldogs.
Who was it ever trying to catch the numbers, Jim? Evan Meehan was one. I think James DeAndre was the other. Both hit him kind of simultaneously, and he was running at full speed. But boy, they stopped him dead in his tracks right there at the 20-yard line.
Here is the Berwick defense. Harrison Snyder and Alex Hacker at the ends. James DeAndre, Andrew Blockus at the tackles. The linebackers, Spencer Kishbaugh, Tristan English, Benny Knorr. The corners, Braden Boone and Rowan Slabinski. The safeties, Dre Wilk and Bo Sheptog. 1st and 10. Dallas at their own 18-yard line.
Liam Carroll slides in there at defensive tackle, Jim.
Rather than DeAndre. As the pass over the middle is tipped and almost intercepted. Wydra went back to pass, and Tristan English had his hands on the football at the 22. Couldn't bring it down. He got on both knees and just pounded the turf. He wishes he had that one back.
Well, he wishes he could catch it, Jim. It was drilled, and he's only about 10 yards away from the quarterback. Tight end crossing behind him. He was able to interpose. But would have been a miraculous type of glue hands to hold on to that. But he was there.
2nd and 10, Dallas at their own 18-yard line. Balesta is the tailback in the I formation. Wydra now under center. Wide receiver to either side. Back to throw. Wydra fires. Incomplete at the 30-yard line. Boy, a dangerous play where Berwick is concerned. Slabinski came in front of it. Almost made the play. Had he not made the play, had Armando caught that, he would have had all artificial turf in front of him.
Yeah, a bit too much of a risk there by Slabinski, Jim, but thrown a little too hard and a little too far. Slabinski tried to get in front. Too high for him and too high for the receiver.
3rd and 10, Mountaineers. Slot to the left, wide receiver right. Wydra out of the gun. Has the snap. Gives to Parker. Parker straight ahead. Will get to the 20, and that's all. So a good first series by Berwick's defense. Punt team on 4th and 8, Dallas.
Liam Carroll got a great start out of his defensive left tackle position. Got into the backfield and was quickly joined by others. So a bit of a backwardsness to what we expected. Instead of a couple runs and then some play action pass, 2 passes and then the run on 3rd and 10.
Zach Pacheski back to punt, standing back at the Dallas 6-yard line. Has the snap, gets the kick away. Beautiful kick. Very, very high. And the ball is muffed by Braden Boone, but he gets on it on the Berwick side of the 50-yard line. So the Bulldogs in good field position. They take over. They'll go against the Dallas defense that lines up with Parker Balesta, Dan Cebulski, Colby Kleintaub, and Nick Farrell, the front 4. Jake Delgaudio, a great story about him. We'll try to document as we go along. Ryan Cuba and Mark Karkutsky, the linebackers. The corners, Rocco Armando and Matt Jesse. Joe Peters, Zach Pacheski are the safeties.
Very athletic defense, quick to the ball, but not overly big.
Berwick from their own 49-yard line. Matt Winsinski under center, an I formation behind him. Benny Knorr gets the call, tries the right side, and gets about 3 to the Dallas 48-yard line.
Just pounding off the right side, running behind Liam Carroll at right guard. And pretty much bursting out the offensive line. Got good starts, got into their men, pushed things ahead for Benny Knorr to get a nice opening first down play.
Yeah, they give him 4 to the 47-yard line of the Mountaineers. 2nd down and 6 Bulldogs with a slot to the right side. And again, the I formation. Braden Boone comes in motion to the left. Onsinski gives the ball to Knorr. He tries the other side, gets a couple inside the 45 near the 44-yard line. Ryan Cuba, who's number 2 on this team in tackles, comes in to make the play. 5'8", 165-pound junior linebacker. So the gain was 3 to the 44-yard line. Bulldogs 3rd and 3 in Dallas territory on their first possession.
Pounded off the right side on the first play behind Liam Carroll. Now they pound off the left side behind Gavin Cunningham. Get a couple of yards.
Spencer Kishbaugh is the tight end on the right. Slot to the left. 3rd and 3. Dallas showing blitz. They are coming. Back to throw as Lonzinski steps up into it, fires off his back foot, throws a bad interception. It's returned to the 20, to the far side, to the 30, and out to the 35-yard line. Matt Lonzinski had a man in his face. He was off balance, just threw that up for grabs, and Dallas gets the first turnover. They have it at their own 33.
Zach Pajeski played it well. He saw the ball wasn't going to reach the receiver because Lonzinski forced the throw off his back foot. Stepped in front, took it at the high point, shook away from the receiver on him, and returned it nicely to the 33.
Dallas came with the blitz. I think it was more of a run blitz. They were probably expecting Berwick to run with the ball, but they ended up in the face of Lonzinski, and it pays off. 1st and 10, Dallas, their second possession. They have it at their own 33-yard line. I formation. Parker Balesta gets the call, and he's hit and dropped. Right about the line of scrimmage, may have been lost a half yard. Andrew Blockus coming in to make the play. Blockus has been a terrific two-way player for this team. His 36th tackle on the season, 12th tackle for loss.
Yep, he dominates at his area. Shocked the guard trying to block him, slid off, bear hugged the running back, and brought him down right at the line of scrimmage.
Dallas sends Archie Stevens, a sophomore, into the game. He might go with a double tight end alignment. 2nd down and 10. Mountaineers at their own 33-yard line. Wide receiver to the right. I formation. Double tight end. Wydra under center. 2nd down call. Play action. He's back to throw. He's looking. He has a man, Armando, at the 40. Down the sideline. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and he is in for a touchdown. Rocco Armando, 67 yards.
Broken coverage. Don't know where the cornerback was, if he was cheating up on run, but no one down the near sideline. By the time the safety well over at the hash saw it, the ball was being caught, and Rocco Armando was speeding on down. No way to change the angle, no way to catch him. Just a miscommunication somehow where no one had Rocco Armando, and that really shouldn't happen.
Jake Chopiak, a junior, 25 for 27 in points after touchdowns. We'll try it out of the hold of Jackson Wydra. Snap, placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. Exactly 9 minutes to go. First quarter, Dallas 7, Berwick nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, HLN.
See the winning lineup of Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and quality pre-owned vehicles at Bear Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Berwick. They have a body shop and full service center servicing all makes and models, and they have been servicing your community for over 30 years. Bear Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram has earned the highest possible rating from Chrysler and the prestigious J.D. Power Award for excellence. Bear Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram Pine Street in Berwick proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs. Go Dogs!
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Dallas strikes first in this one. 67-yard touchdown pass. Jackson Wydra to Rocco Armando. 7-0 Mountaineers. Exactly 9 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Chopiak will kick off. The kick will be fielded by Dre Wilk and return to the 25. He fumbles the football at around the 27 as the officials converge.
Berwick.
He was holding that ball precariously on the return.
Sloppy play, Jim. You know, that was a little sloppy. You should have been able to hold it better. They've dropped the punt they had to fall on. They've thrown an interception. And no excuse for the long touchdown. I mean, that's just miscommunication, misread. No one covering the receiver. And you know this team goes play action all the time. 3 dangerous receivers who can get deep, and you let one get wide open with no one near him.
Well, I mentioned the real irony of Berwick's defense is that they are susceptible to big plays. We saw one moments ago. Now the Bulldogs try to answer from their own 27-yard line as they move from our right to our left. Wanzinski gives the ball to Benny Noor, trying the right side. He's got a good head of steam, gets over the 30, out near the 33, about 6 yards in that first down carry.
Put Spencer Kishbaugh as a wingback to the right, and he's going to lead the blocking at the point of attack. We've seen this concept a bit earlier in the year. They've gotten away from it in the last few games, gone with different looks. Here they're back to it, and yes, a nice 6-yard burst to start off this drive.
2nd down and 4, Bulldogs from their own 33-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. Wanzinski now out of the gun. Dumps the pass out to Noor, hit behind the line, and gets a couple. Fights hard to get out to about the 35-yard line. 3rd down coming up.
Parker Balesta, defensive end, saw Benny Noor swinging from his halfback position and just paralleled with him. While Benny Noor tried to stiff arm him, he would not let go, got help, and really made the play there on a play that had a nice design.
Just a yard gain on that completion. Berwick facing a 3rd down and 3 at their own 34-yard line.
Run or pass, wide side of the field is to the right.
Wanzinski under center. Tristan English is in as the fullback, ahead of Noor in the I. Spencer Kishbaugh shifts to a tight end position on the left. Dallas moving along that front. The call goes to Noor. He's going nowhere. He is stuffed maybe to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, nowhere to run. I think they're anticipating Berwick's going to run where they put Spencer Kishbaugh. They flipped him from right tight end to left tight end, and while Kishbaugh doubled down and took the linebacker inside, they left the fullback take on Balesta, and he just wasn't able to move him.
Zach Pacheski is back in single safety for Dallas, anticipating the punt from Benny Noor. Ethan Lear does the long snapping for the Bulldogs. Noor back at his 21-yard line. Lear's snap is perfect. Kick is away. High, Pacheski on the run. Fields at his 33. Gets by the first man. Turns the corner to 40, to 45, and ridden out of bounds in Berwick territory. Bulldogs had a man down there, but he couldn't make the tackle. And Pacheski with a nice return into Berwick territory. Dallas will have it with 6:32 to go in this first quarter, and they lead the Bulldogs 7-0.
Ethan Lear was that first man. He snaps and then sprints on out. The thing is, he was good 15 yards ahead of every other Berwick defender. He got some contact, got a grab, got 2 hands on him, but could not make the play. Pacheski made the better play, eventually shaking him off and making the return.
Mountaineers 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 47. Parker Balesta is the tailback in the I. Geske ahead of him. Call goes to Balesta. Tried the left side. Berwick's all over the play. He'll lose a yard back to the 48-yard line.
Oh, boy, there was a good play in there. Number 71, Jim, that's our Harrison Snyder. He fought off a double team. And Balesta just kept assuming this double team's going to move him or I can split it or something. And they could not. It's Harrison Snyder, just with a bull rush, took on 2 players, defeated both, and then made the tackle.
His 16th tackle for loss on the season. 2nd and 12, Dallas from the Berwick 49. Wydra back to throw, dumps a screen off to Balesta, has some running room, and then is forced out of bounds at inside the Berwick 40-yard line. So it'll be a 3rd down and short coming for the Mountaineers.
Screen's a nice play. They know Berwick comes with pressure. They let the pressure come, slid Balesta out to the right side, spit him the ball, and he'll be a good 2 yards short here on 3rd, a short 2.
10 yards on the reception by Parker Balesta. Does a little bit of everything for this team.
5 receptions, 39 yards on the season.
Here's the 3rd and short. I formation. Wydra gives the ball to Balesta, looking for the first down yardage. I don't think so. Berwick stuffs it pretty well. He did get some positive yardage. Tristan English, Benny Noor among the people in on the play.
Yeah, Liam Carroll's the one who squared up. And if he didn't get it, he's the man who prevented it. Squared him up, stopped his momentum. They're going to be a yard short. They'll go for it, though.
4th and 1. Dallas at the Berwick 38-yard line. Mountaineers already leading this one 7-0. Clock running 5:20 to go in the opening quarter.
Parker Balesta, 4 carries, 0 net yards.
He is the tailback in the eye. Geske ahead of him. Wydra, good size player, maybe a quarterback keeper. Instead, he gives to Parker Balesta, bounces on the tackler, and another 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. He is in for a touchdown. They needed 1 yard. They got 38.
Powerful run. Burst off the left side. It slowed momentarily, but no one could wrap on the ball carrier. All of a sudden, he emerges from the pile. Everyone else is up, and he wins the sprint to the end zone.
So Dallas off to a quick start in this one. 2 big plays, 67-yard pass, 38-yard run. Now Jace Chopiak trying to make it a 14-point lead. His kick is off, and his kick is good. Timeout on the field. 4:58 remaining, opening quarter. Dallas 14, Berwick nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Great start for the Mountaineers of Dallas. 14-0 is their lead over Berwick. Chopiak will kick off. His kick goes to the far side. Dre Wilk back at the 5-yard line to the 10. And he is hit and dropped at about the 12-yard line. Great coverage downfield by the Mountaineers.
Jake Delgaudio was the guy who got there first, Jim, and he was able to wrap up, not let him go, bring him down deep.
Delgaudio is a senior, 5'8", 185 pounds. He had a horrific injury last year. Ended up with 3 different surgeries. Weren't sure he'd ever play again. He has played. He comes into this game as their leading tackler from a linebacker position, and there he makes a play on special teams as well.
Yeah, Andre Wilk was difficult to bring down in open field. It was one-on-one down there at the 15, and he made the play.
Berwick back at their own 12-yard line. Onsinski out of the gun. 3 receivers to the left. He fires, and it's incomplete.
Trying to hit Dre Wilk on a quick slant pattern. Wilk by himself on the right side. But the execution of the pass off a little bit ahead of Dre Wilk and low.
One of the things that Berwick may have to guard against is to, abandon a game plan. They've been getting some yardage on the ground. Just haven't converted on the big plays. They can't go to all passing, or this one could get ugly. 2nd and 10, Berwick from their 12. Onsinski out of the gun. 3 receivers to the left. 2nd down call. The call goes to Benny Noor off the right side, and he gets over the 20 to about the 21-yard line.
There's a little problem with the shotgun exchange. Lonzinski didn't get it cleanly, and by the time he got it back in his possession, it became a late handoff to Benny Noor going off the right side. So surprising that Benny Noor could still muster that and get a good 4 to 5 yard gain.
3rd down and 5. Berwick at their own 22-yard line. Dre Wilk wide to the left. Bo Sheptok in a slot to the left. Wide receiver right as well. Lonzinski out of the gun. Has the snap. Big pass rush. He'll be sacked. Back at the 11-yard line.
Catch the number. He's strutting. Number 4, Jim, it's Delgaudio. So he's come to play. Had a big play on the specialty teams, wrapping up Dre Wilk. Now you can see him blitzing from his outside backer position. Firing through, barely touched, just a little chip on him. And he wraps up Lonzinski before he can do anything.
And Dallas already leading 14-0. Should get great field position as Paczynski back anticipating the punt from Benny Noor. Snap by Lear is a good one. Kick is short. Bounces to the Berwick 45, takes a high hop. Paczynski then is brought down by Ethan Lear. Great job by him. Perfect snap, and then he gets downfield and tackles Paczynski on the Dallas side of the 50-yard line.
Yeah, we've mentioned he can snap and then escape and get straight on downfield. Last time, Paczynski was able to break away from his grasp. Not this time, as Ethan Lear holds on and steer wrestles him down to the ground.
1st and 10 for the Mountaineers at their own 46-yard line. 3:22 to go in an opening quarter that they have owned. They lead Berwick by a score of 14-0.
Berwick needs an impact play of their own. Need to force a turnover, take a sack, make something happen.
Taji Taylor in at a linebacker spot in this series. I formation. Play action. Back to throw. Wydra has a man. Incomplete. Bo Sheptok on the coverage of Paczynski at the 25-yard line.
Sheptok from his safety position, reading the quarterback's eyes, sees the receiver coming down that left hash, slides on over, gets in position to deflect it away.
Wydra is very good at the play action.
Oh, you better believe it. Jim, there's so much to that faking, especially when you have the effective running game. If you can do that deceptively and get back, especially if you have an aggressive safeties and linebackers coming up, it opens people up.
Wydra under center. A.J. Fife is in at a fullback spot. He leads the way for Parker Balesta, and Balesta gets just a couple. Bulldogs converge quickly. Tristan English gets up off the bottom of the pile. Andrew Blockus was involved as well.
Blockus going from left tackle over to the other side, met him in a lateral way, and English coming up stopped him flat. So just a yard on that carry.
3rd down and 9 as Paczynski comes in as an extra wide receiver, replacing the fullback, A.J. Fife. Berwick desperately needs a stop. 3rd and 9 Dallas at the Bulldog 48-yard line. Wydra back to throw. Here comes the rush. He gets the pass away just off the fingertips of Armando at the Berwick 46-yard line.
Passing in an obvious passing situation, not as strong as the deception that the play action's able to give this team. Berwick got on a strong pass rush. He looked for a hot receiver underneath and couldn't connect with him. Even if the connection was made, he'd have been stopped well short of the chains.
Zach Paczynski back to punt the football. David Biscontini does the long snapping. Good snap. Kick is away. End over end, it's Trey Wilk back to the 22-yard line. Nice move to the 25, to the 30, and out to the 32-yard line.
Was a nice move to make the first man miss, but he couldn't make the miss after that. Nick Farrell among the people getting down. Plays some tight end for this team. Able to square up on Wilk and stop him.
So Berwick gets the football, trailing 14-0. 2 minutes, 23 seconds remaining in the opening quarter.
And Berwick will huddle with the coaching staff on the sideline. There's your ready for play signal and the 25-second clock just going now as Berwick will come right to the line of scrimmage.
See how the Bulldogs play it. Lonzinski will operate out of the gun. Benny Noor lines up to his left. Taji Taylor is in the offense. He's on a wing to the right side. 1st down call. Noor gets it. Big hole up the middle, and he gets out over the 40 to the 41. Well, that offensive line did the job there.
Yes, they did. Slicing from left to right over right guard. That's where Liam Carroll plays. And he's going to slice that and get a nice seam for good 9 yards.
2nd down and 1. Berwick at their 41-yard line.
It's time where it's 2nd and short. If you want to take that play action shot downfield, you can. Dre Wilk up there on the right.
Braden Boone in a slot to that side. 2nd down call coming. They need 1. Noor off the right side gets the 1 and more. He gets to the 45, closer to the 46-yard line.
Wins the collision with Mark Karkutsky. Able to hit and then spin away from that. Be able to move the chains for his team.
1st and 10, Berwick at their own 45-yard line. Bulldogs need to get something going. Trailing 14-0 here in the first. Mentioned Berwick cannot afford this to be a high-scoring game.
But they can be deliberate, Jim. Take it down in a controlled drive, cut the score in half, and you're right back in it.
Slot to the left side. Lonzinski out of the gun. gives the ball to Bo Sheptock. He tries the right side. A pretty good burst to midfield at least. Maybe they'll give him a little more. Second down call coming.
It looked like a good 5-yard burst as he took it from left to right, halfway through the chains. He'll take those all the way down the field if he can get them.
2nd and 5. Sheptock with a spectacular 68-yard touchdown run last Friday at Crispin Field. That win over Pittston area. 2nd and 5. Bulldogs from midfield. After a shift, Spencer Kishbaugh is the tight end on the right. Taji Taylor off his right shoulder. Sheptock gets the call, follows the blocking, has the first down inside the Dallas 40-yard line.
Yeah, eventually knocked out of bounds by the corner, Matt Jesse. He's following the blocking. You mentioned Taji Taylor and Kishbaugh stacking up on the right side. They also had a wide receiver out there. So you're out manning people, using your tall people and muscling your way. Sheptock ran with deliberation before getting knocked out of bounds.
And that will be the end of the opening quarter play with the score, Dallas 14, Berwick nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
The Medicine Shop. The Berwick Medicine Shop at their new location. 500 Fowler Avenue, Berwick has your favorite pharmacist team, like Kim, who you've trusted for more than 20 years. And they've gotten even better. Free blister packs, free home delivery with no tips, and less than a 15-minute average wait time on prescriptions. Why would you go to the big box pharmacies where you might wait for days? Go to the name you know and trust, the Medicine Shop of Berwick, and follow their Facebook page. Berwick Medicine Shop proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
One quarter in the books here at Mountaineers Stadium. Berwick trailing Dallas 14-0. We start the second quarter with Berwick in possession at the Dallas 39-yard line. Bulldogs moving from our left to our right in this second quarter.
Well, Sheptock still at that running back position, Jim. Haven't seen Benny Knorr in a while.
Call goes to Sheptock, tries the left side, cuts it inside the 35, and gets to the 30-yard line. Nice first down carry by Bo Sheptock, the 9th grader. 9 yards, 2nd and 1.
Looking good. Berwick's pretty much trying to flex its muscles, Jim. They're stacking their H-backs, tight ends where they want to run, basically telegraphing where they want to go, and then running the running back in that area and letting him find the seam.
2nd down and 1 Bulldogs at the Dallas 30. After a shift, tight ends are on the left. Linsinski to Sheptock, trying the left side. Nothing there. Makes a nice cut up the middle. Gets the first down. Boy, Dallas read that beautifully. Did not let him get outside, which I think was the intent of the play. Made a nice cut to the inside, and Berwick moves the sticks.
Yeah, they contained it very well. And again, Berwick telegraphing, putting the H-backs at the target spot, this time over left tight end. They couldn't sweep it, so Sheptock stops, cuts back against the grain, and gets the nice yardage.
Sheptock going off, limping noticeably. They'll check to him as Berwick 1st and 10 at the Dallas 25-yard line.
Benny Knorr is back in now.
Bulldogs need a score. Get themselves in this game. They trail 14-0. Knorr gets the call. Up the middle, runs over a tackler and gets to the 20-yard line. Good first down carry by Benny Knorr.
Yeah, and a nice design to the play. They used the H-back Taji Taylor on the right side where he shifted to come back towards center and trap. So almost a counter tray type of action, but a neat little trapping block for the 6-yard gain for Benny Knorr.
2nd down and 4. Berwick started this drive back at their own 32. It's now at the Dallas 19-yard line. Slap to the right side. Braden Boone comes in motion. Handoff to him, trying the left side. He's tackled for loss back at the 22-yard line.
Well, what a nice play. Jake Delgaudio saw it, Jim. He was on the same side as the man, Braden Boone, who was going to run the jet sweep, and he just followed him. When Braden Boone had to slow down to read a block to take it in and out, he eventually just ran him down. He'll lose a yard or two there, or 3.
Third down and 6 for the Bulldogs at the Dallas 21-yard line. Clock running, 9:26 remaining in the first half. Berwick needs a score. They trail 14-0. Slot to the right. Wide receiver left. The call goes up the middle to Benny Noor. He's inside the 20 to the 18, maybe the 17. So a big fourth down call coming for Berwick. 4th and about 3 from the Dallas 18-yard line.
But makeable. We'll see which way Berwick chooses to go here on 4th down. Ball will be on the left hash, wide side of the field, coming here near side toward the Dallas sideline.
Big call, Bulldogs. They're going to get a fullback in there, and Tristan English. Lonsinski has the play call, and he trots on. 4th and 3, Berwick. Dre Wilk wide to the left. And we have a timeout called by the Bulldogs. 8:30 to go. Opening half. Dallas 14, Berwick nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
Mason's Monogramming has the largest selection of Bulldog items in Berwick. Family owned with more than 30 years experience and new Bulldog wear for every age, including masks, tees, polos, sweater shirts, jackets, and hats. They even have brand new indestructible silicone cups, koozies, car coasters, decals, and more. Shop at masonsmonogram.com for their new items and select in-person pickup or shipping right to you. Follow their Instagram at Mason's Monogram for their latest new items. Mason's Monogram service in Berwick. Let them personalize for you.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Biggest play of the first half upcoming for the Bulldogs of Berwick. They trail Dallas 14-0. They're at their sideline talking about what to do on a 4th and 3 at the Dallas 18-yard line.
Run or pass, either one here when you need about 3 yards. You can go a little higher risk on a 4th down play. I do something with a sweeping action to the right, use the wide side of the field.
I formation. Noor's the tailback, gets the call, tries the left side. He won't get there. He won't get there.
They just had everybody up. Matt Jesse plays corner back, and he's involved at the line of scrimmage. So Dallas stacking, bringing everyone up like their linebackers. Just outmans Berwick at the line of scrimmage, and they'll take over there.
So the 4th and 3 play fails. Berwick had a good thing going on the ground. 10-play drive comes away with no points. And now Dallas with the ball with 8:24 to go in the half. And the Mountaineers leading this one 14-0.
We had seen Bo Sheptako limping off. Jim, he's back in there at safety now.
High formation. Behind the quarterback, Jackson Wydra. Gives the ball straight ahead to the fullback, Geske, and not much, maybe a yard in the play.
Straight on up the middle. Going to see as they unpile. Andrew Block is probably down near the bottom of that. And he is. Comes up after wrapping. It was Balesta on the run.
They had him at the fullback spot.
Yeah, quick hitter.
So they marked the ball at the 19. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Mountaineers. Slot to the left side. I formation. Wydra. Long count. Play action. Rolls right. Dumps a pass, and it's deflected. Nice play. Tajee Taylor.
Tajee Taylor was in a position to almost take it away. He rolled along with the quarterback, but stayed flat to the line of scrimmage. When Jackson Wydra tried to spit it out to a man just doing a little slide pattern there, he was in the way and almost able to corral that ball.
Joe Peters checks in, so Dallas will have their top 3 receivers in the lineup on this 3rd down and 8 at their own 19-yard line.
Being very deliberate in their play call, staying in the huddle. Here they come.
Pacheski wide to the left. Armando, who had the touchdown grab earlier, in a slot to that side. Wydra back to throw, fires, the ball sails, and it's incomplete. Slabinski came in front of the intended receiver, Zach Pucheski. So a good defensive stand, one that Berwick had to have, and the punt team on for Dallas.
Yeah, Slabinski behind things in a shell coverage, a deep enough zone where they can see everything in front. Comes on up, able to get a hand on that and swat it away.
Berwick could use a big play on special teams. Wilk had a couple long punt returns last week against Pittston area. Pucheski's kick is a low line drive. Dallas will cover it. Takes a good roll for the Mountaineers, but will go out actually in Dallas territory at the 49. So Berwick in good field position, trailing 14-0, 7:25 remaining in this opening half.
Well, the defense has come around and made some stops, Jim. Now the offense needs to come around and put one in. They want to cut this to 14-7, at least by halftime, get themselves back right into this game. Well, they let Dallas off with a good start where, it looked like they were going to be able to roll. But now the defense is certainly stiffened and the offense needs to take its turn.
Bulldogs at the Dallas 49. Now, Linsinski splits wide to the right. That means that Benny Noor will take the shotgun snap. He has no running back with him. Wilk comes in motion, takes the handoff, looks for some room, and is cut down. Good defense by Dallas. No chance to get outside. When he tried to get what he could inside, got just a yard.
Secondary reacts real well. Joe Peters, who plays one of the safeties, was able to see it on the jet sweep. Immediately came on up knowing it was run. Met him near the line of scrimmage, and even a little spin by Wilk just nets him a yard.
2nd down and 9. Berwick at the Dallas 47-yard line. Bulldogs come in with a 4-game winning streak, but they've lost 4 straight in this series with Dallas, and they trail in this one 14-0. Spencer Kishbos, the tight end to the left. Tajee Taylor off his left shoulder. Braden Boone in motion to the left. Linsinski, the 2nd down call, gives the ball to Noor, tries the left side, has a little bit of room, makes a nice cut, and gets the 1st down inside the 40 near the 37.
Well, it's a real nice block by Gavin Cunningham to turn things and give him the corner. Oh, yeah. Credit the running, certainly, of Benny Noor. Real nice blocking in there on the inside. Gavin Cunningham giving him the edge.
10 yards on the carry by Benny Noor. Berwick threatening again, this time at the Dallas 37-yard line.
Need to finish a drive.
Trey Wilk, wide left. Braden Boone in the slot to that side. Linsinski back at the quarterback controls. Takes the shotgun snap. Gives the ball to Noor. Tries the left side. This time, not much doing. Cut down after a gain of a yard to the 36-yard line.
Trying that trap again with Tajee Taylor as the wingback. Wants to crack in on the other side of center, but it didn't develop in there. Benny Noor took it a little bit wider and only got a yard.
2nd down and 9. Berwick at the Dallas 36-yard line. Clock running, 5:37 remaining in this opening half. Slot to the right. Tajee Taylor is going to be on a wing to the right. Off the right shoulder of Spencer Kishbaugh. On a roll, Linsinski's pass way over the head
of
Trey Wilk. Although he was covered well, there wasn't much of a window there. Rocco Armando on the good coverage.
Yeah, but you can tuck it and run. He seemed predetermined to get that out there. Saw the coverage and threw it very strong. Probably could have rolled with that and got some yardage with his legs.
3rd down and 9. Berwick trailing 14-0, certainly in 4-down territory, as they have it at the Dallas 36-yard line. Spencer Kishbaugh now splits wide to the left. See if they try to go long to him, and a flag down the play. Too much time, or no?
Too many people. Berwick must have 12 out there instead of 11. So it'll be a 5-yard walk-off. Make it a little harder.
3rd and 14 for the Bulldogs at the Dallas 41. Now, if you don't get any yardage,
you might punt.
Yeah, you might.
Might have to. You don't want to give up another touchdown.
5:20 to go in the half. Bulldogs 3rd and long at the Dallas 41-yard line.
One complete in 4 attempts. One has been intercepted, and the one complete to Benny Nor netted just 1 yard.
Slot to the right side. Lesinski back to throw. Steps up into it. Looking long for Dre Wilk. 1-on-1 in the end zone. Incomplete. Well, that was a nice battle between Rocco Armando and Dre Wilk. Pass a little overthrown. 4th down, and with that penalty and Berwick 4th and 14, probably going to see a punt.
Yeah, I think you bring the punter in. You know, I thought the execution was pretty good. Dre Wilk got a little too involved, I think, with the defender. He had the step, and had he kept on running, he might have been able to catch up with the ball. But he was fending him off with his left arm.
Pacheski back anticipating the punt by Nor. The kick is very, very high. Pacheski on the run to the far side, then lost the handle on the ball, goes back and gets it at the 15-yard line.
Smart. He had it momentarily, but didn't really have it chested well. Started running, lost it, saw where he was near the sideline, decided to fall on it as the smartest thing to do, and that was.
So Dallas will take over. They have their full complement of timeouts remaining. 5:03 to go in the half. Check that. They have 2 timeouts remaining. They lead Berwick 14-0. They have it at their own 15-yard line. And it'll be interesting to see how they play it. There's lots of time, but things are going your way. You don't want to maybe press the issue from the 15-yard line. Play action. Wider back to throw. Fires the far side. Has a completion over the 35-yard line, out of bounds in Berwick territory.
Braden Boone on the coverage, and that's number 3 out there, Jimmy. Jack Pajeski with the catch. So Berwick probably should have been anticipating pass. There it goes. He slings that ball. Throws it from down low, down around the hip area, gets it out there sideways, but he gets it out there.
20 yards on the reception. 1st and 10 Dallas at their own 35-yard line. I formation. Parker Balesta gets the call, tries the right side, gets a couple. Berwick has held him in check for the most part, with the exception of one 38-yard burst for a touchdown.
Yeah, and that was a big one. They count. They'll hold him for a long 2 there. 42 yards on the game.
2nd down and 7 as they mark the ball at their own 38-yard line. Dallas with a 14-0 lead. Balesta is the tailback in the I formation. 2nd down call. Wydra back to throw. Berwick coming quickly, and they'll get him back in the 34-yard line.
Andrew Blockus, the first one there, but it was also the pressure by Tristan English, who was blitzing right behind him. Blockus falls on him, and Tristan English falls on Blockus for the sack, double-teaming him nicely.
It's not that the Dallas crowd suddenly left the stadium. It's that our crowd mic isn't working. So just so you know, 3rd down and 11. Dallas at their 34-yard line. Rocco Armando comes in, replacing Dylan Geske, bringing a play from the sideline. They'll have their 3 top receivers, 2 to the right, and Joe Peters to the left on this 3rd down and 11. Wydra has the snap. He's back to throw. In pursuit is Blockus. Gets the pass away. Incomplete. Well, Berwick got the good rush from Blockus. They got the good coverage from Benny Nor, and they force a punt.
Yeah, Blockus is really becoming quite a menace to quarterbacks or to runners. Quite a presence in there, a defensive tackle, making the plays, forcing things, hurrying everything up.
3:26 remaining in the half. Berwick will get it back. Pacheski back to do the punting, standing back at the Dallas 20-yard line. David Biscontini with the long snap, gets the kick away.
Oh.
And is there a flag down the play? Yes, there is.
Spencer Kishbaugh ran into the leg as the kicker's coming down. Our referee, Greg Zumchak, right there, throws it immediately. That'll be 15 yards and a new set of downs.
So Dallas keeps this thing alive. Boy, this could be a big turnaround.
Yeah.
You know, if you go in at the half 14-0, it's not ideal, but you're going to get the football to start the second half, and you can get things done. But if Dallas is able to put any points on the board now, and they still have 3:17 to go in the half, that would really turn this around. Well, Berwick needed a big play. Spencer Kishbaugh tried to make it. Instead, ran into the kicker. And Dallas will walk it off to the 49-yard line with a first down.
Yeah, after a great defensive stop, Jim, you give them another opportunity, either to kill the half or to score points.
Wydra comes on to do the quarterbacking. Dallas, 2 timeouts remaining, 3:17 to go in the half. Wide receiver to either side. Play action. Wydra looking long down the far side into double coverage. The ball is incomplete.
Coverage as it should be down there. Berwick had Joshua Kishbaugh at the corner, man for man, and got safety help as well. A wonderful coverage on the play action pass that time.
Second down and 10 for the Mountaineers at their own 49-yard line. Again, they have the timeouts remaining. As Joe Peters checks in, replacing Geske. They'll get an extra wide receiver in there. Peters on the season, 22 receptions, 280 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. He is wide right. There's a slot to the left. Second down call. Wydra back to throw. Sets up a screen to the far side. To the 45. To the 40. Down the sideline. Still on his feet down to the 25-yard line. Dallas has the perfect call for an all-out Berwick blitz.
Yep, they hit the running back Parker Balesta on that little slip screen. Hits him on the right side, and he runs. Tristan English eventually tripping him up to prevent the touchdown.
See where they're marking the football. They're bringing it back.
Might have stepped out of bounds. He was tripping himself forward as well. I don't think a knee hit, but he might have stepped out of bounds a good bit earlier.
So give 17 yards to Parker Balesta on the screen. And Dallas with a 1st and 10 at the Berwick 34-yard line. 3:01 remaining in the half. Slot to the left. Wide receiver right. Wydra has the snap, fires to the sideline, has Armando, gets by one man, gets by another, spins to the 31-yard line. Only a couple of yards, but I'll tell you what, he made something out of nothing because Berwick was all over that play.
Should have been dropped for a loss. Sloppy tackling on the part of Berwick. 2 or 3 different opportunities to bring him down behind the line of scrimmage. Instead, they'll get 3 yards out of it.
Second down and 7. Dallas at the Berwick 31-yard line. Clock running, 2:26 to go in the half. Lots of time for Dallas. They still have 2 timeouts left. As Wydrop looks to the sideline, a lot of signals coming his way. He has to choose the one that's live as Balesta next to his right, and they can't decide. Timeout, Dallas. 2:07 to go in the half. Dallas 14, Berwick nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Dallas has 1 timeout remaining as they try to add to a 14-0 lead over Berwick with 2:07 remaining in the half. Mountaineers have it at the Bulldog 31-yard line.
Not a great time to take the timeout, but there was so much confusion they didn't want to waste the play. Forced to take the timeout.
Parker Balesta to the right of Wydra, who waits the shotgun snap, and he's straight back to throw, and he has some time. Now he rolls right, looking downfield, gets the pass away, has his man, Armando, and he gets inside the 25, down to the 21-yard line. Nicely done by Jackson Wydra.
Yeah, rolling, but looking downfield, not wanting to commit to the run. Spits it ahead about 10 yards to Rocco Armando, and he's elusive. Once he gets it, he's slippery. Avoids a few tackles, moves the chains.
10 yards on the reception. 1st and 10, Dallas at the Berwick 21-yard line. Dylan Geske checks in. Clock running, 1:30 remaining in this half. Geske is the fullback ahead of Balesta. Wydra under center. Play action. Back to throw. Fires to the far side. Has his man, Geske, and he's out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
It's actually 34, Jim. A.J. Fife coming out of the backfield, sliding his way into that sideline, getting a nice little gain on that pass.
6 yards, 2nd down and 4. Got out of bounds, stopping the clock with 1:17 to go in the half. Armando checks in, replacing A.J. Fife. The ball at the Berwick 15-yard line. Wydra look to the sideline. Now he comes out in the shotgun. Balesta to his left. Wydra back to throw. Fires. Has his man. Pacheski into the end zone for the touchdown. Zach Pacheski catches it around the 5. Overpowers a tackler or two. And Dallas adds to their lead.
It was a drilling pass. Quarterback Jackson Wydra standing tall in the pocket, scanning the field. Then hits Pacheski, who's kind of running a short post from the left side toward the middle. He catches it, steps, and then is rocked by a hit, but toward the goal line. And then his momentum from there is able to roll him on in.
15 yards on the reception. Jace Chopiak will attempt the extra point. He's 2 for 2, but now 2 for 3 as this one came up a little bit low, and it does not go through. Timeout on the field. 1:09 remaining first half. Dallas 20, Berwick nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio, HLM.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
Berwick Bulldog football, HLM.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Chopiak will kick off for the Mountaineers of Dallas following his missed extra point. Beautiful kick. Dre Wilk back to the Berwick 4-yard line, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, and Wilk on the return to the 25-yard line. Getting back to that touchdown drive by Dallas, huge penalty against Berwick. They were going to get the football with time left and probably decent field position, trailing 14-0. But Spencer Kishbaugh tried to block the punt. Instead, got called for roughing the punter. Dallas, to their credit, took advantage, marched it downfield. Wydra with his second touchdown pass of the night. And now it's a 20-0 hole that the Bulldogs find themselves in.
Makes it a lot harder, Jim. That one play certainly did turn things Dallas's way.
Spencer Kishbaugh is a wide receiver to the right. As Logzinski out of the gun. Back to throw. Fires to the sideline. Way over the head of the intended receiver, Rowan Slabinski.
He's been too strong all night, Jim. One completed pass for just 1 yard to Benny Knorr. One interception matching that. And in all, 1 of 6 passing.
2nd and 10. Berwick at their own 25-yard line. 58 seconds to go in the half. Bulldogs with 2 timeouts remaining. Trey Wilk wide to the right. Slot to the left. Wansinski hands the ball off to Benny Knorr, looking for room. Not much there. Makes a cut to get what he can. And what he can is out to about the 29-yard line. A pick up of 4. Berwick will face a 3rd down and 6.
Bo Sheptok out at the left side as a wide receiver did a nice stock block for him. That at least allowed him to run inside of that and get positive yardage. He'll take 4.
3rd down and 6. Berwick at their 29. Back to throw. Wansinski, nothing there. Directing traffic, then he throws a bad pass, and it should have been intercepted, wasn't. Wansinski looked like he lost the handle on it. It fluttered, and Armando had a sure interception, but he couldn't pull it down. Clock stops with 19 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, Rocco Armando has some of the best hands in the league. 3 catches in this game already for 80 yards. But there, what should have been an easy interception, gets himself crossed up.
So Benny Knorr will punt it away. Dallas with no one deep. Snap by Lear is a good one. And the kick is away. Takes a good roll where Berwick is concerned. It'll roll dead about the 23-yard line with 7 seconds remaining.
You know, I like that you have nobody deep, Jim. If there's nobody deep, nobody can make a mistake. And that's about all that's going to happen with under 10 seconds to go in a game, where someone thinks they can pick it up and they fumble it away and gives Berwick the opportunity. So good coaching to put nobody deep, and they'll probably take a kneel down here, and I'm going to let you finish out the half. I'm starting my stats.
Thanks for the warning. 7 seconds remaining in the half. Dallas will go to the knee by Wydra, and that's it. The first half of play dominated by Dallas. They lead Berwick 20-0. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Don's Towing on Route 11 in Bloomsburg can handle any tow, whether it's a car or big rig, 24/7. Don's has roadside assistance, and your satisfaction is their priority. They always have a truck available, and you'll never wait more than 20 minutes to be picked up and on your way again. Don't let a flat tire ruin your day. Don's Towing will help you get where you need to go without breaking the bank. They accept all insurances, and those that pay out of pocket will appreciate their low prices. Don's Towing, Route 11, Bloomsburg, or check out their Facebook page.
Lehigh Valley Health Network has some great news for residents of Greater Hazleton and surrounding communities. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is now located in the Humboldt Industrial Park at Station Circle in Hazel Township. Their orthopedics and sports medicine experts provide complete orthopedic care and accept most insurances, including Geisinger Gold. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, your partners in orthopedic care. To learn more, visit lvhn.org/orthopedics or call 570-861-8710.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton Mazda. If you're in the market for that new Mazda, come check out the models we have. You want to know what the big play is? Check this out. How about a 2021 Mazda CX-5 Signature Edition or a 2021 Mazda CX-9 Carbon Edition in stock, ready for delivery? And Mazda is also offering 0% financing for 36 months on select models. So if you're in the market for one of the most reliable cars in America, come check out Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton Mazda.
Forge Pub and Eatery on 11th and Mulberry in Berwick is where you need to go when you want a delicious homemade meal. Forge is open every day at 11 with free delivery to the Berwick area. Follow their Facebook page to get the daily specials. They have a full bar, 10 beers on tap, 6 rotating seasonal brews, and an extensive selection of domestic and craft beer. It's the perfect place to go out with colleagues or for date night. Forge will always impress. Forge Pub and Eatery in Berwick is a proud supporter of the Berwick Bulldogs football team.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football,
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick,
Jim
HLM.
Doyle and Andy Lickney from Mountaineers Stadium in Dallas. We're at halftime. Dallas dominating Berwick, leading the Bulldogs 20-0. On Berwick's possession to open the game, they got into Dallas territory, but a bad pass by Matt Lunzinski was intercepted by Zach Pajeski. And on the second play of Dallas's second possession following that interception, Jackson Wydra found Rocco Armando all alone, 67 yards for the touchdown. Jace Chopiak kicked the extra point. Dallas had a 7-0 lead with exactly 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. Later, Dallas on a 4th down and 1 at the Berwick 38-yard line gave the ball to their outstanding running back Parker Balesta. He broke tackle after tackle on his way to a 38-yard touchdown run, capping a 4-play, 43-yard drive. Jace Chopiak kicked the extra point. Dallas led 14-0 with 4:58 to go in the opening quarter, and it remained that way after one quarter play. In the second quarter, it looked like Berwick was on their way to cutting that lead in half as they put together a fine drive, all running plays, 10 altogether. Eventually, they reached a 4th down and 3 at the Dallas 18-yard line. Following a timeout, they handed the ball to Benny Knorr. Dallas was all over the play, stuffing it and taking over the football. Later in that second quarter, Berwick got a good defensive stand, and it appeared Dallas was going to punt the ball away from their own 34-yard line. The snap was there. Spencer Kishball made an all-out attempt to block the punt. He made contact with Zach Pucheski, the Dallas punter. That was 15-yard penalties, kept the Dallas drive alive, and eventually they completed an 85-yard drive on a 15-yard touchdown pass, Jackson Wydra to Zach Pucheski. The extra point attempt was no good. That came with 1:09 to go in the second. We're at the half with Dallas leading Berwick by a score of 20-0. Stay with us. We'll have the stats from the opening half. We'll also have scores from Raven Klein. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
S.J. Kowalski Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to offer the Air Scrubber by Aris. It reduces exposure to common bacteria and viruses and their health effects. Air Scrubbers don't just treat the air, they also help to clean the surfaces of your home, such as countertops, bathrooms, kitchens, and doorknobs. The Air Scrubber is quick and easy, designed to fit into your existing HVAC system. Learn more by calling 1-888-KOWALSKI or on the web at sjkowalski.com.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding. Specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football,
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick,
HLM.
Halftime for Mountaineers Stadium in Dallas. Two teams coming in on the roll. Berwick 4 straight wins, Dallas 3 straight wins, but it's been Dallas dominating so far. They lead Berwick at the break. It is Dallas 20. Berwick nothing. Stats from that opening half. Andy Lichten.
Yeah, they're dominating on the score sheet too, Jim. Total offense 188 yards for the Mountaineers. Berwick with 100 less, just 75 yards in all. So Dallas pretty much taking it to them. Dallas hasn't run the ball as much as we were expecting, just 40 yards on the ground, 148 in the air for their total of 188. Parker Balesta comes in with a strong resume. He's only carried 8 times. He has 42 yards to his credit. He wasn't going anywhere until his 5th carry. He was still at 4 carries for 0 yards when he burst off with a 38-yard touchdown on a 4th and short. Snuck on through, got his yard, and then got 37 more yards. That has him now at 42 on the half on 8 carries. The only other carry was 1 sack. Jackson Wydra getting nailed on that, minus 2 yards on the sack. A net of 40 yards on 9 carries for the Dallas Mountaineers. Passing, Jackson Wydra, I have him as 8 completes in 14 attempts. No interceptions, and he's thrown for 148 yards. Rocco Armando is the leading receiver. 3 catches, 80 yards, including a 67-yard touchdown bomb. Zach Pajeski, he has 2 catches for 35, including a 15-yard touchdown. A.J. Fife has a catch for 6 yards out of the backfield. And Parker Balesta also sneaking out of the backfield. 2 catches, 27 yards for him. 148 in the air, 40 on the ground, a total of 188. Compare the 188 to Berwick's mere 75, and Berwick has almost all those on the ground. 74 of the 75 yards in the ground game, just 1 yard passing. The passing game just has been just weak in this game. 1 complete in 7 attempts, 1 interception to match the completion, and just 1 yard. Benny Knorr catching the 1, screen pass sort, and getting stopped very near the line of scrimmage on that. So 0 in the passing game. In the running game, Benny Knorr leads the way with 13 carries for 56 yards. Bo Sheptock spelling him 4 carries for 30 yards, looking sharp. Trey Wilt tried once, he got 1 yard. Braden Boone tried a jet sweep, lost 3. And Matt Lanzinski sacked, lost 10. So 87 positive, minus 13, a net of 74 yards in the running game on 20 carries for Berwick. Just 1 yard in the passing game for their 75 compared to the 188 they've given up, Jim.
Yeah, we thought the game story was going to be Dallas's running attack against Berwick's great defense against the run. Well, Dallas hasn't run the ball. Berwick's done their part against the run with the exception of just 1 play. But the wild card is Jackson Wydra. He is smooth.
He is smooth. He's very, very deceptive with the play-action passes, Jim. And then he throws low. So he fakes that handoff after 3 steps, continues on back, and keeps the ball down on his hip. And when he throws it, he kind of slings it off the hip and gets it downfield very, very nicely. He's had some receivers break free from coverage. He's had some other people underneath make nice catches and runs. And yes, the passing game's been very effective for them.
I think Berwick could do some things on the ground, but the question becomes, is 20-0 too much, even with a half to play, for you to stay with the ground game?
Well, I think right off, you got to get the football and you got to say, we got to get 1. No matter how much time it takes, we got to get 1. Then depending on how fast you're able to do that, then you reevaluate as the game does go on. But I don't think you can leave that ground game. I mean, your passing game has 1 yard in 7 attempts, so where are you going? You could try different types of passing. You could try a little spits to the tight end, but some of the short passes, the out passes to wide receivers have been way off the mark.
Yeah, I think you make a good point about doing something on the first possession, regardless of how much it takes you. And I go back to a state playoff game against Mannheim Central at Wilkes-Barre Memorial where Berwick trailed at the half 17-0. They took the second half kickoff. They put together a drive for a touchdown, but it took so long. I'm thinking to myself, they don't have time to win this game.
Be enough
but you have to. You can only you've got to start with 1.
It's the way you play. You get 1 and you gain some confidence. You try to get another. And, you lay some of it on the defense. The defense hasn't played badly, but as you've mentioned, a breakdown in a big play. A breakdown in a big play. Missed coverage goes for a 67-yard touchdown. A 4th and 1 goes for 38 yards. You just can't allow for that. And, overall, Berwick's defense hasn't looked that bad.
We're at the half from Mountaineer Stadium with Berwick trailing Dallas by a score of 20-0. Scores with Raven Klein coming up during this halftime show. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Looking for that perfect new vehicle for you and your family? Look no further than Fairfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Car, truck, or SUV, no matter what you're looking for, you can find it at Fairfield at a fantastic deal.
Find it at Fairfield.
During Jeep Adventure Days, you can go on or off-road all while getting a fantastic deal. Drive home a brand new 2021 Jeep Compass, just $25,900. It's also Ram Power Days, 1500s, 2500s, 3500s, and more. You won't find a bigger selection anywhere else. Make sure to take a look at their ad in the Web Weekly for all their incredible deals. Stop in and see the Kaiser Boys on Route 405 in Muncie or Dan Goldman on Route 11 in Danville. Fairfield for fantastic deals.
Offers on select vehicles for qualified buyers only. Not all will qualify. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. All offers end October 31st. See dealer for complete details.
Find it at Fairfield. Berwick Bulldog football, HLM.
In high school football tonight, at the half, Bloomsburg leads Northwest 13-0. At half, Southern Columbia and Selinsgrove are tied at 7. At half, Danville is tied with Shamokin 14-14. In the second, Montoursville leads Central Columbia 28-0. At halftime, Lewisburg leads Milton 29-0. At halftime, Mifflinburg leads Shikellamy 30-0. At halftime, Jersey Shore leads Bald Eagle Area 13-2. At halftime, Loyalsock leads Hughesville 35-0. In the second, Mount Carmel leads Warrior Run 32-0. At halftime, Pittston Area leads Crestwood 14-0. In the second, Hazleton Area leads Wyoming Valley West 28-12. And at halftime, Wyoming Area leads Dunmore 28-0. For HLM Sports, I'm Raven Klein.
Berwick Bulldog football, HLM.
Berwick High School marching band entertaining here at halftime at Mountaineers Stadium. Bulldogs trailing Dallas by a score of 20-0. Taking a look at the District 2 Quad A point standings, and remember, those playoffs will kick off just 2 weeks from tonight. Valley View is in the top spot. They are the number 1 seed right now. Dallas is second. Coming into tonight's action, North Pocono is third. Berwick is fourth. Now, the trailing here at the half 20-0. Even with the loss, it looks like Berwick would keep that number 4 spot, while Paulpack is number 5. Crestwood is number 6. Pittston Area is number 7. Honesdale right now is 8th, although Tunkhannock is very close. So something's going to happen, but if those standings that I just read to you hold up, then 2 weeks from tonight, Valley View, the number 1 seed, would be at home against either Honesdale or Tunkhannock. Dallas, the number 2 seed, would be at home against Pittston Area, number 7. North Pocono would be at home against Crestwood. And the Bulldogs would be at home against Wallenpaupack. That game will be played at Crispin Field. If you get to be one of the top 4 out of the 8 teams, you are home for those playoffs. So Berwick pretty much has that in tow, but they really want to do better in this second half. And whether they can pull this out or not, just to feel better about themselves, because Dallas pretty much took it to them. These stats, as Andy gave you, are not close. The score is not close. Berwick trailing by a score of 20-0. We mentioned before the game that Berwick needed this to be a low-scoring game. Bulldogs average only 18.2 a game, so when you're staring at a 20-point deficit at the half, that's huge. That's what made that unfortunate penalty against Berwick so big. They were going to get the football trailing just 14-0. At the very worst, you go in at halftime trailing 14-0, and you come out with your first possession, have a chance to cut the lead in half. But now it's 20-0, and things look a whole lot different for the Bulldogs. But again, as Andy mentioned, you can't get 3 touchdowns in one drive. Everything's open to you on the first possession, but it's just not looking at all like on this particular night. I mean, Berwick's had their moments in the passing game during the course of the season, but not tonight. Unless things change drastically, they're going to have to get it done on the ground. So 20-0 is the Dallas lead. We're at halftime. We'll be back with the second half kickoff. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Whether it's the heat of the preseason or the heart of the postseason, teams will always get a little boost from playing at home. Speaking of a boost at home, State Farm can boost your savings when you combine your homeowner's insurance with your auto coverage. So score one for the home team. Talk to State Farm agents Lori Powell or Sean Black in Berwick, or Melissa Price in Nescapac about big savings for combining home and car coverage. Give State Farm agents Melissa Price, Sean Black, or Lori Powell a call today.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top-quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
Discover the money-saving benefits of a new Bazing checking account from First Columbia Bank. Save money while you support our local businesses. You can save 10% on children's clothing, cameras, auto repair bills, or haircuts. You can get free bagels with a purchase or upgrade those chips to fries for free. And there's more. Not only will you save money with local and national shopping and dining deals, you'll also get cell phone protection, roadside assistance, prescription drug savings, and more. Visit First Columbia Bank to open your Bazing checking account today.
Don's Towing on Route 11 in Bloomsburg can handle any tow, whether it's a car or big rig, 24/7. Don's has roadside assistance, and your satisfaction is their priority. They always have a truck available, and you'll never wait more than 20 minutes to be picked up and on your way again. Don't let a flat tire ruin your day. Don's Towing will help you get where you need to go without breaking the bank. They accept all insurances, and those that pay out of pocket will appreciate their low prices. Don's Towing, Route 11, Bloomsburg, or check out their Facebook page.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Both teams have made their appearance on the field. We're minutes away from the kickoff to start the second half. Berwick will get the football, but the Bulldogs trail by a score of 20-0. Andy, looking at that first half from a Bulldogs offensive standpoint, Benny Norris had his moments running the football. Bo Sheptox had his moments. If I'm Dallas, though, I load up that line of scrimmage until Berwick shows me they can throw a pass.
Yeah, I would agree, but Berwick's loading up their line of scrimmage, Jim. They're telegraphing often or countering with it. They take Spencer Kishbaugh, they take Taji Taylor, these twin towers, 6'3", 6'4", good weight to them, athletic, and they put them in a spot, maybe the left side, then they may shift them to the right. And often they'll target and say, we're going to run right here. We're going to outman you here and use these guys, these fighters, to get in there and open things up, and it's been effective. And then occasionally they'll counter where they'll show it but run away from it. Or they have Taji Taylor actually doing some trap blocking inside over center. So I like the scheme, and Berwick's been able to move the ball, even though I think Dallas is anticipating the run. They may anticipate it even more because Berwick hasn't been able to pass at all. I think you have to try to get some comfort zone for Matt Lonzinski. I think maybe you put those twin towers out to one side and release them downfield. Hit them 5-10 yards off with the little touch passes. Take some of that bazooka out of the arm as he's been overthrowing people so far in this game.
20-0 is the Dallas lead. Big first half for quarterback Jackson Wydra. Good story. First year as a starting quarterback. Coach Rich Manella had no doubts that he would come through, and he has. Coming into this game, 63%, 8 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. He's thrown a couple of touchdown passes in this opening half. 148 yards passing altogether. It's a 20-0 Dallas lead as we get set for the second half. Berwick will get the kickoff. Bulldogs will be moving from our left to our right. Jace Chopiak will kick it off. Second half is underway. Kick is a line drive kick headed toward the out of bounds, and it goes out of bounds. So Berwick will have good field position for their first possession of the half, trailing by a score of 20-0.
get good field position, but you also lose the opportunity of a kick return touchdown. Dre Wilk is very dangerous, and, sometimes the quickest way to score is on a kick return or a punt return and, really turn momentum. However, Berwick will take the good field position with the ball being spotted here on the 35-yard line.
Yeah, you could decline it, but again, you've said this many times, there's a lot of bad things that can happen on a return. A clip, a fumble. So Berwick will take it at their 35-yard line to start this second half. Slot to the left, wide receiver right. Spencer Kishbaugh is a blocking back to the left. Lunzinski out of the gun. Gives the ball to Benny Knorr, looking to get outside left. Dallas strings it out, and he'll get just to the line of scrimmage.
Mark Karkutsky played that very well as an outside linebacker. You mentioned Spencer Kishbaugh as the blocking back. He kind of bubbled out to try to turn him inside, but Karkutsky refused to give up contain. Kept his outside arm free, tried to force Benny Knorr inside. When Benny Knorr tried to take it wide, he had that arm out there to grab him.
2nd and 9, Berwick at their own 36. Dallas very strong at the linebacker position. 3 of their top 4 tacklers are the linebackers. Here's a 2nd and 9, Berwick at their own 36. We're just underway in the second half. Lunzinski out of the gun. Play action, throws over the middle, and it's dropped. He had Spencer Kishbaugh, this time Lunzinski right on target at about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, one of my halftime adjustments from up here in the press box where it's easy to make adjustments said go to those big tight ends. You can see that they released very nicely into the linebacker area. You mentioned how everyone's going to be bunched up at the line of scrimmage. He had him about 8 yards downfield over the middle. A little bit low or at the knee, but certainly a catchable football.
3 receivers to the right on 3rd down and 9. Berwick their 36. Lunzinski, big pass rush, sets up a screen to the far side. Has a man for the first down. Still on his feet inside the Dallas 40-yard line. We'll wait and see where they mark him out of bounds.
Benny Knorr swinging out of the backfield, Jim, and a real nice touch pass. Lunzinski had to almost go up to tiptoes like a jump pass to get it over a lineman. He got it out there to Benny Knorr, who then kept on going with his little swing action. Took it down the sideline and maximized the run.
On a 3rd and 9, they get 21 yards on the screen pass, and Berwick 1st and 10 at the Dallas 43-yard line. Slot to the right side. Knorr to the right of Lunzinski. Knorr takes the handoff, and he's brought down short of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, real nice play by Nick Farrell, Jim. Just a 10th grader, but 6 foot, 170 pounds, two-way player for them, plays some tight end. Looked real good on that. Read that the play was coming his way, that Benny Knorr wanted to get wide of him. Spread himself out just a little. Tackled him in the backfield. He'll lose a yard.
2nd down call coming. They mark it at the 45, so it's 2nd down and 12 for the Bulldogs. Braden Boone wide left. Slot to the right side. Lunzinski awaits the shotgun snap. He has it. Fires a quick out to the far side to Braden Boone. And he is hit hard as he gets just a couple to the 42, maybe the 41-yard line.
Manhandled out of bounds by Matt Jesse. Just 5'11", 170-pound senior who's playing that corner. But he's been visible throughout the game. Braden Boone was able to make the catch. But Matt Jesse comes right on up at him after about 3-4 yards and twists him on out of bounds.
Jesse, the number 3 tackler on this team, coming in with 48. And Berwick now facing a 3rd down and 9 situation at the Dallas 42-yard line.
Converted on a little slip screen last time. See what they go with here.
3 receivers to the right. Lunzinski out of the gun. Has the snap. Back to throw. Pump fake. Now looking long downfield, has a man wide open, and he overshot him. It's Spencer Kishbaugh all by his lonesome in the end zone.
Don't know how he got out there. You mentioned 3 receivers to the right, and after play action fake, Benny Knorr was on the left short. Kishbaugh might have gone from a tight end position on a delay and then went down after everyone else reacted to other receivers. He was all by himself. But again, too strong of a throw.
Well, it's one of those plays. If that pass is terribly underthrown, it's a touchdown.
Yep. Yes, it is.
Benny Knorr back to do the Punting, standing back at the Bulldog 44-yard line. Lear with the snap. Punt is away. Short. Very, very high. Pacheski makes the fair catch inside the Dallas 20-yard line. So nothing to show for Berwick on their first possession. They continue to trail 20-0. 10:01 to go in the third quarter. Dallas gets their first crack at the football here in the second half.
They do. Berwick needs to force a 3-and-out, get the ball back, and change the field position a little bit. They did get some things on the drive. They got a nice first down, a little screen action off with Benny Knorr. They moved the ball. They need to finish drives with points.
1st and 10. Mountaineers at their own 18-yard line. I formation. Parker Balesta, their leading rusher, is the tailback in the I. Wydra under center. Balesta gets the call. Tries the right side. And see, where do they mark him? There's action after the play, but just a yard or two by him as Berwick continues to bottle him up.
Yeah.
With the exception of one play in that opening half where he broke a couple tackles on a 4th and 1 and went 38 yards for the score. There's just 2 yards on that carry.
Alex Hacker at left defensive end really bottled him up. In fact, Jim, I'm looking at the yard marker. I'd call it a short yard.
Yeah, line of scrimmage was actually the 19, so 2nd and 9 for Dallas at their own 20. Slot to the left. Armando, who had that long touchdown reception in the slot. Wydra's looking his way, and he got the pass, and Spencer Kishball wraps him up, but not before he gets a first down. Beautiful crossing pattern. Rocco Armando.
Yeah, pretty much a slant from left toward the center of the field. I feel that's a hard pass to complete in high school ball, but they made it look easy. Pitch and catch. Enough of an angle by Rocco Armando to be able to take Jackson Wydra's pass and convert for the first down.
12 yards on the reception. 1st and 10. Dallas at their own 32-yard line.
We were joking, Jim, my teams at Southern Columbia couldn't complete that pass against air.
The call goes to Parker Balesta and nothing doing. Maybe a yard on the play.
Boy, big person in there, Jim. 65 playing at linebacker. Bruce Hartman was well off the ball, not as a down lineman. Came on up hard. Really put the shoulder into Balesta.
2nd down and 8. Well, if Berwick knew going into this game that they would be containing Parker Balesta as well as they have, they'd have liked their chances instead of being down 20-0.
10 carries, 45 yards. And that one big run was 38 yards of it. The touchdown scamper on a 4th and short.
2nd down and 8. Mountaineers at their own 34. Wydra under center. Berwick showing blitz. Wydra dumps a pass off to Balesta. He's got running room over midfield to the Berwick 45, inside the 40, inside the 35-yard line. Boy, Dallas has had a number of brilliant calls against the blitz. Just that little dump off to Balesta and a huge gain.
Yeah, add it up, Jim, and you mentioned it. It's called from the sideline before the play, before they can read blitz. And while you see in the snap count that it's going to be a blitz, it's already predetermined that that's happening. So one coach outguessing the other prior to the snap.
31 yards on the pass to Parker Balesta. And Dallas threatening to add to their 20-0 lead. First down at the Berwick 35-yard line. Wydra under center. Play action back to throw. Here comes the pass rush. He rolls right. He gets a couple of yards, gets out of bounds. There is a flag down then well after the play.
Real nice rush in there by Harrison Snyder coming from right defensive end. That's what flushes Jackson Wydra out of the pocket to his right. He still continues to look downfield. He has the speed to be able to outrun a defensive end. So we'll take it for a yard or so, but we'll have to see the penalty.
Looked like a face mask call going against Berwick. That is the call. And another huge penalty against the Bulldogs. This one will take it to the Dallas 19-yard line the Berwick 19-yard line for a first down.
I'm wondering where the penalty was. It wasn't on Jackson Wydra. He ran out of bounds standing, so I don't think a hand came up. So perhaps in the scrum at the line of scrimmage, a hand came up and they grabbed something.
Slot to the left side, I formation from the Berwick 19-yard line. Wydra Hands off to Balesta. He is dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
Yes, he is. Bruce Hartman again, Jim. We've mentioned the play that they're getting out of him on the inside. Again, I think he's off the line more like a linebacker. Read the play, came up strong, filled the hole. Berwick actually had over-penetrated inside and ran past the play before Hartman comes up. We're going to have a stoppages of Berwick players down on the field.
It's Harrison Snyder, who is injured. Timeout in the field. 6:53 to go in the third. 20-0 Dallas. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Lehigh Valley Health Network has some great news for residents of Greater Hazleton and surrounding communities. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is now located in the Humboldt Industrial Park at Station Circle in Hazel Township. Their orthopedics and sports medicine experts provide complete orthopedic care and accept most insurances, including Geisinger Gold. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, your partners in orthopedic care. To learn more, visit lvhn.org/orthopedics or call 570-861-8710.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Sophomore Harrison Snyder, the player, shaken up. He walks off under his own power. Boy, he has been tremendous the second part of this season, both from his defensive end position and in the last couple of games from his offensive tackle position. Back to action, 2nd down and 12. Dallas at the Berwick 21-yard line. Slot to the left, I formation. Give to Balesta. No, a fake, and Wydra throws, and he has his man. A completion inside the 5-yard line. Great faking by Jackson Wydra, then hits Joe Peters, who is knocked out of bounds to the 4-yard line.
You mentioned how adept he is with his faking, Jim. Very smooth with his action. Looks like it's handed off. Instead, he's waggling out to the left. Peters on the same side of the field running an out pattern, makes a very nice catch before he's knocked out of bounds.
17 yards on the reception. Wydra having a monster game, and Dallas 4 yards away from adding to their 20-0 lead. A.J. Fife is the fullback ahead of Parker Balesta from the 4. Balesta gets the call, bursts into the end zone, untouched for a Dallas touchdown with 6:26 to go in the third.
It was Berwick kind of penetrating with the down linemen, and the linebackers may have been looping outside of them, but he finds a seam, and no one's there reading run. Everyone seems to be going by him in the other direction. He hits the A-gap to the left side of the center and takes it in untouched.
8-play, 81-yard drive. The last 4 yards, the touchdown by Parker Balesta. Now Jace Chopiak, who missed his last extra point, will attempt this one. Snap placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field. 6:26 to go in the third. Dallas 27 and Berwick nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Forge Pub and Eatery on 11th and Mulberry in Berwick is where you need to go when you want a delicious homemade meal. Forge is open every day at 11 with free delivery to the Berwick area. Follow their Facebook page to get the daily specials. They have a full bar, 10 beers on tap, 6 rotating seasonal brews, and an extensive selection of domestic and craft beer. It's the perfect place to go out with colleagues or for date night. Forge will always impress. Forge Pub and Eatery in Berwick is a proud supporter of the Berwick Bulldogs football team.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
What a drive by Dallas on their first possession of the second half. 8 plays, 81 yards. 3 great completions from Jackson Wydra, leading the way for Balesta's second rushing touchdown of the game. Now the ensuing kickoff. It will be Dre Wilk fielding at the 5-yard line, looking for room. Dallas has great coverage. Flags fly. Wilk will get only to the 11-yard line.
Jake Delgaudio eventually bringing him down, and then you'll have to see where the flag is. Dre Wilk was caught in no man's land. The ball is bouncing around the 20 toward the 10. And it looks like it's going to go out of bounds. That would be ideal. Spotted out at the 35 again. Problem is, it doesn't. It stays in bounds by about a yard. Dre Wilk forced to pick it up. And by the time he gets it, Dallas is down in their lanes. No one's going to find the lane through there. Penalty against Berwick, a personal foul, so it'll be half the distance to the goal. They're going to spot it.
And it's not a personal foul. Illegal use of hands. It'll be back at the 6-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will put it in play. We have 6:19 to go in the third. And Dallas leads this one by a score of 27-0. They have looked very, very impressive in this one.
Very sharp team, Jim. Very sharp team. Their fundamentals are strong. Their positioning is strong. They have it.
Lonzinski under center. Benny Knorr gets the call. Pretty good burst on first down. He gets over the 10 to the 11-yard line. Second down call coming.
Yeah, he'll gain his 3 or 4 there, and he had to earn it the hard way. Penetration touched him in the backfield, spun him a little, couldn't bring him down. Another man coming from the side collides, but Benny Knorr is a very tough runner. He's going to stretch that for 5.
Second down and 5. Berwick at their own 11. Bulldogs move from our left to our right here in the third quarter. So you have Braden Boone wide to the right. Now he comes in motion left. Lonzinski under center. Again, the I formation. Again, it's Knorr, this time off the left side. Tries to break free outside and does so, and very close to the first down yardage. Good effort by Benny Knorr.
Yeah, Matt Esposito eventually bringing him down from a cornerback position. They're using Tristan English as an I formation fullback, and that was sort of an isolation play. He's going to lead. He's going to take the first man to show himself near the C gap on the left. Makes a good collision, gets a stalemate. Benny Knorr able to take it wide of him and stretch it for the chains.
6 yards in the carry by Knorr. First and 10, Berwick at their own 17-yard line. Again, the I formation. Jimmy Deandra, or check that, Tristan English is the fullback. Benny Knorr loses his concentration, makes a step toward the line of scrimmage. That'll be illegal procedure against Berwick.
It's tough. The passing game's not going, and when you take a 5-yard penalty somewhere, it's tough to get 3 runs to get the 15 yards you need. Strong as Benny Knorr's been, strong as Berwick's line, and fullbacks, tight ends, H-backs have been blocking. It sets you back a bit. 5 yards doesn't seem like much, but it is when you're a run-oriented team.
First and 15, Berwick back at the Bulldog 12. Lonzinski under center. Knorr the call, straight ahead, stood up as he gets to the 15, picks up about 3 on the play.
Jake Delgaudio coming up. He slid inside there by position, and he met Benny Knorr head on, straightened him up, limited his success.
And Delgaudio, we mentioned this earlier, quite a story. Had a horrific injury last year. Ended up with 3 different surgeries. Has come back, not just to suit up, but he's the leading tackler on the team.
Yeah, to really play.
Second down and 11. Berwick at the 16. Call goes over the right side. A gain out over the 20 to about the 23-yard line by Benny Knorr.
Colby Clintoff finishing him up after he gained some significant yardage. We mentioned it's a challenge to convert on a 1st and 15 when you're solely going with the run, but Berwick with some successful runs has the chance.
Third down and 3. 8 yards in that last carry by Benny Knorr. Having a pretty good night carrying the football, all things considered.
I have him at 78 yards now, Jim. I'll have to count up since it's 13 at halftime.
Slot to the right side. Bo Sheptok, the 9th grader, in the slot. Here's a third down and 3. Lonzinski back to throw. Fires, has his man, Spencer Kishbaugh, and he's forced out of bounds across the way. Boy, nice grab by Spencer Kishbaugh. He went after that aggressively, as he does most everything on the football field, and picks up a Berwick first down at the 35.
Yeah, people know he's a boxer by trade, so the aggressiveness is part of it there. A little surprised to see the pass being called, and Berwick seemed to have 2 people in the area. Kishbaugh fighting not only the defenders, but his own receiver in the area. Takes it away, and moves it for the chains.
11 yards on the pickup. 1st and 10, Berwick at their 35. Benny Knorr gets the call, tries to get outside right, gets him the 40, the 45, hit, fumbled the football. Dallas is on it at the Berwick 46-yard line. Good run by Knorr, but then he took a real pop. The ball popped loose, and Dallas will have the ball.
Mark Karkutsky, I believe, is the man who eventually came on it, but trying a little too hard, Jim. He ran really well, and he got to a point he had to get between two potential tacklers, turn sideways, and the ball gets whacked out of his hand. Karkutsky in position to get it.
So it's 11 yards on the gain, but Dallas gets the football at the Berwick 46-yard line with 2:54 to go in a fast-moving third quarter. And Dallas leading this one 27-0. Peters wide right. Pacheski wide left. Balesta is the tailback. He gets the call, tries to get outside right. He won't get there. Spencer Kishbaugh with a big hit right about the line of scrimmage. Kishbaugh coming into this game with some great numbers defensively. 20 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks. Number 2 on the team in tackles with 69. Add a tackle for loss right there.
He's playing with an amazing aggressiveness, Jim, with a chip on his shoulder. We saw it on his reception and run in the previous series. Now defensively going at it.
2nd down and 11. Parker gets it. Parker Balesta, and will get a yard, maybe 2 on the play. Dre Wilk gets up off the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, Berwick allowing a yard or 2 in there, no problem. Stingy on the inside. Set up a passing down.
3rd down and 8. Passing down is not good news for the Bulldogs because Wydra has been terrific in this one. Senior quarterback in his first and obviously only year as a starter. Has really filled in nicely to go with their running game. Great compliment. Although he's been the star tonight. He operates out of the gun. Here's a 3rd down and 8. He's back to throw, and he fires, and he's got his man at the 39. Slabinski on the tackle of Paczynski, and it will be a 1st down at the 37-yard line.
Or will it? Now they're moving to change. They were hesitant at first. You know, he's looked really good in play action, and I thought Berwick has a break when it's not play action. It's going to be straight shotgun, and he has to read the field without the fake pulling people out of position. But his receivers are strong, just as good. Zone coverage, he's able to find that lane, make the catch.
8 yards on that reception. 1st and 10 at the Berwick 36. Wydra will keep the football, and he will pay the price. He's buried by Taji Taylor.
Yep, Berwick came hard with the bull rush. Taji Taylor coming hard along with 2 others in there, and nowhere for Wydra to go to escape that.
We have a penalty against Dallas on the play. Motion call. I would think Berwick will decline this.
Yeah, I would think. What did they lose on that? About 12? See where they spot it. Backfield in motion here on the PA. I haven't heard that phrase in a long time, Jim.
Was Berwick taking the penalty?
I can't understand why they would. Loss of 10 on the sack. No, it'll be just a sack.
Okay. 2nd down and 18. A loss of 8 on the play. They have it at the 44-yard line. We're under a minute remaining in this 3rd quarter. Joe Peters, wide left, slot to the right. So the wide receivers are in there, and 2nd and long. And Wydra back to throw, and he's looking long down the far side into double coverage, and the ball is knocked down incomplete. About the 15-yard line.
Yeah, double coverage, as you mentioned. Paczynski running down that side, unable to break free. Try to see who's there on the coverage. Bo Sheptalk was 1, and I believe it was Berwick's number 20, Jim, Braden Boone, at corner getting the help.
3rd down and 8. Dallas at the Berwick 44. 30 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter. Wydra looks to the sideline for the play call. besides his numerous skills, he just seems in control. He does call a timeout here with 30 seconds remaining in the third. We'll keep it right here with Dallas leading by a score of 27-0. It was senior night here at Mountaineers Stadium. Before the game, the band members, cheerleaders, football players were seniors, were honored with their parents. It'll be senior night next Friday at Crispin Field, as the Bulldogs will close out the regular season taking on the Wolfpack of Wilkes-Barre area. If you heard Raven giving those scores earlier, you didn't hear a score involving Wilkes-Barre area because their game with Williamsport will be played tomorrow afternoon at Spartan Stadium in Kingston. Next year, when Berwick plays at Wilkes-Barre area, we will be in a brand new stadium.
I like the idea.
Yeah, it's in the works. I wonder who they consulted about the press box.
Last time they did ask us a number of questions, Jim, up there in Wilkes-Barre. And,
that was Coughlin at the time.
At Coughlin, but where they played. And we gave them a lot of feedback as to what the press would like in a press box. And they followed it.
Harrison Snyder has not returned to that Berwick defensive front. He went out with the injury earlier. It looks like James DeAndre is at one defensive end, Alex Hacker at the other. Here's a 3rd and 8, Dallas for the Berwick 44. Wydra under center. Gives the ball straight ahead to the Balesta, and he's from the fullback spot. He gets straight ahead to the 33-yard line.
Quick hitter. Berwick's been coming with some penetration, often penetrating and then reading when he's deep in the backfield. So now when they have him up quick as a fullback and give him the quick hitter, he's able to really bull ahead and make up a lot of the loss they suffered on the sack. 11 yards on the carry. It'll be a 4th down call for Dallas when the fourth quarter begins. 3 in the books here at Mountaineer Stadium. Dallas 27, Berwick nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
The Medicine Shop.
The Berwick Medicine Shop at their new location. 500 Fowler Avenue, Berwick has your favorite pharmacist team, like Kim, who you've trusted for more than 20 years. And they've gotten even better. Free blister packs, free home delivery with no tips, and less than a 15-minute average wait time on prescriptions. Why would you go to the big box pharmacies where you might wait for days? Go to the name you know and trust, the Medicine Shop of Berwick, and follow their Facebook page. Berwick Medicine Shop proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Jim Doyle and Andy Lickney from Mountaineer Stadium in Dallas. Mountaineers of Dallas dominating the Bulldogs of Berwick, leading 27-0. We start the fourth quarter. Dallas will be moving from our left to a right, and they will face a 4th down and 7 at the Berwick 33-yard line.
They've been very adept with their passing game, Jim. Rocco Armando has 4 of the catches, 92 yards on the game. Zach Macheski with 3 catches, and Parker Balesta out of the backfield has 3 catches as well.
Balesta now lines up to the left of Jackson Wydra, who gets the snap, fires over the middle. Great catch inside the 25 to the 24. Armando lays out, makes the grab, and Dallas moves the sticks.
Spencer Kishbaugh was blitzing hard, and he had that 5-yard run, then just kept on coming. But Jackson Weiser keeps his composure, zips the ball. And as you mentioned, Rocco Armando has to go at a dive, catches it at number height, and grabs it with the fingertips to pull that in. That's a circus catch.
9 yards on the reception. 1st and 10 Dallas at the Berwick 24-yard line.
What a beautiful play.
Slot to the left, I formation. The call goes to Parker Balesta up the middle, and he gets a couple to about the 23, maybe the Berwick 22-yard line.
It's been tough going for him. He hasn't been able to find many lanes. They snuck him up at fullback in the last series and had a nice 6-yard or 8-yard burst. But boy, on standard I formation stuff where they'd like to kind of run this clock out and go with their bread and butter running game, Berwick's been very stingy defensively.
2nd down and 8. Dallas at the Berwick 22-yard line. Geske, the talented 9th grader, is the fullback. ahead of Balesta in the eye. Balesta the call straight ahead. Berwick's right there. It's a little bit of a push from behind for a yard, maybe. Third down call coming.
Geske came up and made a hit on the isolation play, going to the B gap on the left side. But Tristan English from the true middle linebacker position comes from the center of the field and meets Balesta, able to stop him cold.
Third down and 7. Dallas at the Berwick 21-yard line. Early in the fourth quarter.
Taking their time in the huddle, letting the clock run down.
Pacheski wide left, Peters wide right. Third down call. Wide draw play action, sets up a screen to the far side, has a man cut down at the 15-yard line. Boy, a nice open field tackle.
Dylan Geske, Jim, that talented freshman you've been mentioning, might have been at fullback, might have faked his way through the line and then bent off to the left. Found an opening with the catch, and he's going to be just inches short of the first down.
Rowan Slabinski made that nice stop that I referred to. So it's fourth down, less than a yard. Dallas at the Berwick 15-yard line.
Nice design to that play to free Geske up. They used their running backs well in the passing game.
Berwick showing the run blitz. Parker Balesta gets the call, looking for the first down yardage. He's very close.
Yeah, they have a big tackle, Jim. We haven't mentioned him all that much, but they ran toward James Lehane, the 305-pounder, got enough of a push to help Balesta gain the first down.
At the 14-yard line. First and 10 for the Mountaineers.
Got to mention, Balesta's a 6-footer, 200 pounds, so he packs a punch too when he gets that head of steam from deep in the eye.
High formation, slot to the right side from the Berwick 14-yard line. Jackson Wydrop using a lot of the play clock. Now, under center, gives it to Balesta. Second effort will get him a yard or two as Berwick continues to defend him very, very well.
They do, but attrition eventually gets at you, Jim. When you're the team with the 27-point lead and you're pushing into that fourth quarter, you're running with a lot more enthusiasm than the team that's being beaten by 27 points and needing to catch these runners coming at you.
Second and 7. Parker Balesta comes out of the lineup now, gets a breather as the ball at the Berwick 11-yard line. Second down and 7. A.J. Fife is the fullback.
Geske, I believe, behind him, Jim. Yep.
Geske gets the call, tries the left side, and gets just about a yard to the 10-yard line. Third down call coming for Dallas.
Geske had just 15 carries on the season for 103 yards, but I believe they like his talents. They're using him some at fullback because he's good enough to block for you, but I think they like his running ability too, so they like to alternate him when they can.
Yeah, he had 95 of those yards and 2 touchdowns against Crestwood last week. The ball at the 10-yard line. Third down. Again, the Mountaineers very wisely using a lot of the play clock on every play.
Actually standing down and watching the clock run.
From the 10. Berwick coming on the blitz. Geske gets the call, will not get the first down as it's whistled dead. He's about just at the line of scrimmage. Certainly within field goal range if that's the way they want to go, but I would think they would go for a play from scrimmage.
Score indicates that you can. Rather vanilla attempt running inside the tackles and Berwick coming with blitzes up in the A gap.
Fourth down and 7 for the Mountaineers at the Bulldog 11 with 6.5 minutes to play.
20 seconds on the play clock, and they'll let most of that run down till they even set the offensive linemen. They'll just stand there, and now they'll take their set.
Wydrop, I formation behind him. Play action, back to throw, fires, has his man, but only to the 8-yard line as Fife caught it, and Spencer Kishbaugh caught him, and the Bulldogs get a stop, and they'll take over the football with 6:13 remaining in the game, and Dallas leading this one 27-0.
Well played defensively. Quarterback, of course, fakes very well. Fife rolling out of the backfield from his fullback position, a little banana route. Catches it, but Spencer Kishbaugh in position to allow for the catch, but not allow for the chains.
So the Bulldogs from their own 8-yard line will try to avert a shutout. They have a long way to go in this one. Bulldogs have not been shut out since the season opener at Southern Columbia, as Dallas will do some substituting and they'll call a timeout before that. 6:13 to go, 27-0 Mountaineers. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, HLN.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Following the Dallas timeout, Berwick with the football. Moving from our right to our left, they have it back at their own 8-yard line. Dallas leading this one 27-0. Rowan Slabinski in motion left to right. Onzinski hands off, and a gain off the right side to about 3 or 4 yards on the first down carry. Benny Knorr's been a workhorse in this game. Of course, the Bulldogs still without their leading rusher, Ryan Bankus. They expect him back for the postseason, which again kicks off just 2 weeks from tonight.
21 carries for 95 yards for Benny Knorr.
2nd and 4 for the 14. 6 yards added to his totals there. Gets it again, looking for the first down yardage. Will come up a yard or two short.
And Dallas may have substituted a lot of the same familiar numbers. Berwick had 2 players very slow getting up. Benny Knorr does get up, but the lineman, Jim, is not getting up. Xander Unger down on the field.
Injury timeout on the field with 5:29 to go. 27-0 Dallas. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 75 years of service, can handle all your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete block, including decorative EP Henry landscaping block. Their concrete is PennDOT approved and delivered with front discharge trucks. Riverview Block also carries masonry supplies, tools, cement, sand, and stone. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block, 570-752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Xander Unger is the injured player for Berwick. He is sitting at about the 16-yard line. Training staff looking to him. 5 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in this game that has been dominated by the Mountaineers of Dallas, leading Berwick by a score of 27-0. Dallas coming into this game as the 2nd seed in District 2 Quad A, as Unger on his feet being helped to the sideline. Berwick had Harrison Snyder injured earlier, so they've lost a couple of offensive linemen in this game, as they have a 3rd down and short 2. The ball around the 17-yard line. So we'll see if we can pick up those subs along the offensive line, as Berwick looking for the first down yardage from the 17. Call goes off the right side, very, very close to the first down yardage. Certainly got some positive yardage on the play.
See how they mark it. They're not moving the chains yet. They're calling it fourth down on the chains.
That was Bo Sheptog on the carry. And now they do indicate that it is a first down. Sheptog, the ninth grader, picks it up.
Power runner.
Not big for a power runner at all.
We saw the speed last week. And again, just a freshman. You go to him in a big down there where you really want to continue the drive.
1st and 10, Berwick at their own 18. Slot to the left side. Lonzinski gives to Sheptog off the right side, gets outside, and it's ridden out of bounds across the way.
See where they spot it? Might have moved the change yet again if he didn't step out of bounds any sooner. There's the speed we talked about, Jim. No, not really a power runner, but he'll take on that load when he needs to. They're going to call him just short of the first down, so 9.5 yards.
Yeah, we saw that speed in evidence last week in the win over Pittston area at Crispin Field. 68 yards on that touchdown run. They are saying it is a first down at the 28-yard line.
Very slow in staying in, Jim. You know, you run out of bounds at the change. You're immediately putting your foot down for the spot. Move the chains.
1st and 10. Berwick at their 28.
And a whistle as the snap is ready to come. Why is that? Line judge here on the near side seemed to indicate something. Was there movement by Berwick? Part of the Dallas coaching staff wants to push Berwick back 5 yards, and that's what I'm expecting, but that's not what they're doing.
No, we just stopped it because this game's moving along too quickly. Let's slow it down for no apparent reason.
They have no idea why they could have whistled that dead from the sideline.
1st and 10, Berwick at their 28-yard line. Slot to the right. Lonzinski out of the gun. Gives the ball straight ahead. Gain of just a couple to the 30-yard line. Bo Sheptog on the carry as the clock continues to run. 4:24 to go in this one. Again, the regular season coming to an end next Friday night for Dallas. They're on the road at Tunkhannock. For the Bulldogs, they are at Crispin Field against the Wolfpack of Wilkes-Barre area. Hope you'll join us for the broadcast. It starts as usual at 6 o'clock with the Coach DeFrancesco show. 2nd and 8. Berwick from their 30. Lonzinski on play action. Rolls right, throws incomplete.
Too strong again. Nice play action, nice fake, nice roll, set himself well, bouncing on his toes. But the arm just too strong for where the receivers happen to be.
You know, Dallas lost pretty handily in their opener to Valley View, the team that is the number 1 seed right now. Dallas number 2, but that was a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
And who knows? This Dallas team might be primed for a district title.
Teams do evolve as the season progresses, Jim. They get better.
3rd and 8. Lonzinski gives the ball to Sheptog. He is stood up as he gets maybe a yard to the right side.
Yeah, nice defense over there. I believe it's Jake Delgaudio yet again on the outside making a tackle.
4th down coming for Berwick. Dallas thinks that a punt is coming, so Baczynski and Armando back, anticipating the Benny Noor punt. Ethan Lear does a good job with the long snaps for the Bulldogs. Usually does a great job
coverage
getting down after it. Noor's kick is a low line drive kick, and it will roll dead at the Dallas 37-yard line. So the Mountaineers get it for perhaps the last time in this game. 3:04 to go. They lead Berwick by a score of 27-0.
Andrew Blockus, who does such a good job 2 ways for the team, still in there on punt coverage, eventually running down and downing the ball.
Yeah, I remember when he first took over because of an injury situation at center, and one person on this broadcasting crew said something about, well, they won't go to shotgun because, they got the new center. He can't do that. Well, I don't know if there's been a bad shotgun snap since he has taken over that position. He's done a great job, and that's just one little aspect of what he does.
Been very strong. I'm impressed with his defensive play, Jim. He's not overly big. He has nice enough size, but he's not an oversized type of guy that should be able to do it. He does so much with his technique. 6'1", 215 pounds, a senior, a defensive tackle. And he never seems overmatched, always involved on the play, prevents any runs going on the inside.
Yeah, 11 tackles for loss and 4 sacks coming into this game. And those aren't easy to get from that position.
No, they're not.
Berwick's done a lot of substituting here as Dallas takes over at their own 37-yard line.
They actually took a timeout in between, Jim, to get a second unit ready to play here, JV type of unit. See who's quarterbacking. Nope, not to show his number.
Dallas from their own 37-yard line, probably the 9th grader Zapatiki, as he hands off and a gain out to about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to run Dylan Getsky, Jim. He's just a freshman, but they really do like his talents. I believe it was number 9, Brady Zapatiki, at the quarterback spot. Getsky does burst up through the middle, and he's going to gain 9 on that carry.
Now it looks like number 7 is in at the quarterback spot for Dallas.
Turpak.
Yeah, the sophomore. Second down and 1. Turpak under center with 2:25 to play. Long count. Berwick shows blitz, and the run blitz results in a loss on the play.
Yeah, real nice hit on the inside. I missed a number at the last moment, but Berwick came up with 2 or 3 people very hard.
So Dallas at their own 45-yard line, facing a third down call as Turpak heads toward the sideline. Gets the play call from Rich Bonella. He's done a great job. This will be his 51st win as a Dallas coach against just 27 losses. Of course, 2 years ago, taking the Mountaineers to the state finals in Quad 8. Turpak has learned his lesson. He uses a lot of clock. Berwick run blitz again. Getsky is going to lose more yardage back to the 43-yard line. Loss of a couple. Clock running, 1:20 remaining. 4th down call. See if Dallas will go for it. Berwick's thinking that a punt is ensuing, but I'm not so sure.
I don't know. I think they might just turn it over to Berwick there. Not that much time on the clock. They'll run it down to the max. Jarrett Webb, number 44, in there at running back now, Jim. They may take a delay of game here.
Turpak has his instructions as he goes on, and the clock runs down under a minute. Stay with us for the post-game show. Have all the stats from tonight's game. Also, an update on the high school football scoreboard with Raven Klein. 4th down call. Turpak's going to keep it himself off the right side, and he's very close to the first down yardage. Then he took a real hit.
Yep, Lucas Turpak turns quarterback. A little roll to the right. Quarterback run all the way. Where do they mark it? They've been slow in their markings.
It's going to be short of the first down yardage. Okay. So Berwick will have it at the Dallas 45-yard line with 31 seconds remaining in the game. And we have a timeout by the Bulldogs, who trail 27-0. You're listening to Berwick Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
The community of Berwick knows Bulldog tough. So when it's time to remodel your garage or replace your overhead door, go with the quality doors and service the Red Ribbon represents. Look for the Red Ribbon logo. It's a symbol of 100 years of great doors, great installation, and great service. Give Overhead Door Company of Berwick a call, 570-759-3053, or visit their website at ohdberwick.com. Overhead Door Company of Berwick proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Berwick quickly to the line of scrimmage with 31 seconds remaining in the game. They have it at the Dallas 45-yard line. The subs are in. Ethan Lear is the quarterback. He hands off the left side. The carry was by Tyler Winter. And Winter picks up a couple on what might be the final play of this game as the clock winds down. Yeah, Lear will go slowly to the sideline. Berwick is not going to attempt another play. Convincing win for Dallas tonight. The final score, Dallas 27 and Berwick nothing. Stay with us. We'll have the stats. We'll have the scores. We'll have the scoring. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio HLM.
Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welsh's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welsh's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jumpstart, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welsh's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welsh's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding, specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
The community of Berwick knows Bulldog tough. So when it's time to remodel your garage or replace your overhead door, go with the quality doors and service the Red Ribbon represents. Look for the Red Ribbon logo. It's a symbol of 100 years of great doors, great installation, and great service. Give Overhead Door Company of Berwick a call, 570-759-3053, or visit their website at ohdberwick.com. Overhead Door Company of Berwick proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
Berwick Bulldog football, HLM.
In high school football scores tonight. In the fourth quarter, Bloomsburg leads Northwest 32-0. A final, Southern Columbia beat Selinsgrove 49-7. In the fourth quarter, Danville leads Shamokin 35-21. A final, Montoursville beat Central Columbia 35-0. A final, Lewisburg wins over Milton 52-14. In the fourth quarter, Mifflinburg leads Shikellamy 43-14. Still in the third quarter, Jersey Shore leads Bald Eagle Area 40-2. A final, Loyalsock beats Hughesville 41-14. In the fourth quarter, Mount Carmel leads Warrior Run 53-9. In the fourth, Pittston Area leads Crestwood 28-21. Also still in the third quarter, Hazleton Area leads Wyoming Valley West 42-12. And a final, Wyoming Area beat Dunmore 35-6. For HLM Sports, I'm Raven Klein.
Berwick Bulldog football, HLM.
Dallas dominating Berwick tonight here at Mountaineers Stadium by a final score of 27-0 as they get a big night from quarterback Jackson Wydra. Their defense all over the Berwick, pitching a shutout. Berwick's first shutout suffered since their opening game against Southern Columbia. Here's how the scoring went second possession for Dallas. Second play after a Zach Pacheski interception of a Matt Lonzinski pass. Jackson Wydra, a long pass to Rocco Armando, who was wide open, 67 yards for the score. Jace Chopiak kicked the extra point. Dallas had a 7-0 lead with 9 minutes to go in the opening quarter. They added to that lead later in the opening quarter on a 38-yard run by Parker Balesta, who for the most part was held in check by Berwick. But on that 4th and 1 play, he broke numerous tackles on his way to a score. Chopiak with the extra point. 14-0 was the Dallas lead after 1 quarter. In the second quarter, Berwick looked like they were primed to cut the lead in half. A 10-play drive on the ground. But they were stuffed on a 4th and 3 play at the Dallas 18-yard line. Dallas took over, but Berwick's defense was up to the task. Then a huge turnaround in the game. Dallas set to punt from their own 34-yard line. Berwick called for roughing the punter. That kept the drive alive. A drive that eventually covered 85 yards with Jackson Wydra hitting Zach Pacheski with a 15-yard touchdown pass with 1:09 to go in the half. The kick failed, but Dallas led at the break 20-0. In the third quarter, Dallas in their first possession put this one away. An 8-play, 81-yard drive engineered by quarterback Jackson Wydra. He hit Rocco Armando for 10 yards. A screen pass to Parker Balesta for 31. A 17-yard completion to Joe Peters. And Parker Balesta ran it in from 4 yards out. Jace Chopiak kicked the extra point. That game was 6:26 to go in the third. That was all the scoring in the game as Dallas beats Berwick by a score of 27-0. Stats in tonight's game, Andy Lickney.
In total offense, Jim, 312 yards for Dallas. Berwick with 163, so almost double. Not a whole lot for Berwick offensively, 127 on the ground. A bright spot would be the running of Benny Knorr. 21 carries, 95 yards for Benny Knorr. And I think about Bo Sheptock looked very strong also with his running from the running back position. 8 carries for 43 yards for him. Braden Boone lost 3 yards on a jet sweep. Tyler Winter at the end of the game, a 2-yard carry. And then 1 sack against Matt Lonzinski where he lost 10. A net of 127 on the ground for Berwick on 32 rushing plays. But again, Benny Knorr looking strong, as did Bo Sheptock. Passing game just not there tonight. 4 of 13, 1 intercepted, and just 36 yards in the air. Benny Knorr had 2 second-half 2 catches in all for a total of 22 yards. Braden Boone caught 1, a 3-yard pass, and Spencer Kishbach caught 1 and fought for 11 yards on that. 36 in the air for Berwick, 127 on the ground, a total of 163. Almost double when you look at Dallas, 312 yards, 237 in the air, 75 on the ground. Berwick keyed on Parker Balesta, wanted to keep him in check, and they did. 18 carries for 67 yards for Parker Balesta. He broke a couple. Nice 38-yard touchdown on a 4th and short. A couple other nice bursts, but overall, just 1 and 2 yard carries as Berwick keyed on him very well. Dylan Geske, impressive freshman, had 4 carries for 10 yards. Quarterback Lucas Terpak at the end got a 5-yard sweep. And Jackson Wydra, the quarterback, 3 carries in all, 2 of those being sacks, 3 for -8. A net of 75 yards on the ground on 26 carries. Berwick would have been happy with that, but the passing of Jackson Wydra. I have him as 15 of 21, no interceptions, and 237 yards. Rocco Armando is just amazing. 5 catches, 101 yards for Rocco Armando, the wide receiver. Joe Peters, a 17-yard catch. Zach Pacheski, 3 catches for 43. Add in 2 catches by A.J. Fye from the fullback position, 10 yards for him. Parker Balesta out of the backfield caught 3 for 58. And Dylan Geske caught 1 for 8. 237 in the air, 75 on the ground, 312 total yards compared to Berwick's 163. A winning formula for the Dallas Mountaineers.
It was indeed, as they win their 4th in a row to improve to 6-2. They will close out the regular season next Friday night at Tunkhannock. For the Bulldogs, they see their 4-game winning streak come to an end. They fall to 5-4. They will close out the regular season at Crispin Field next Friday night against the Wolfpack of Wilkes-Barre area. We hope you'll join us for the broadcast. It will start, as usual, at 6 o'clock with the Coach DeFrancesco Show. At final again tonight, Dallas 27, Berwick nothing. For Andy Lickney and our producer, Raven Klein, this is Jim Doyle reminding you heard it live on Sports Radio HLM.
You've been listening to Berwick Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Forge Pub and Eatery, West 11th Street in Berwick. Bear, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram in Berwick. Berwick Dental Arts, quality care for your dental health. Berwick Notary Center, Orange Street in Berwick. Mason's Monogram Services for all your Bulldog merchandise. Neighbor Fence Company, residential and commercial fencing. First Keystone Community Bank, yesterday's traditions, tomorrow's vision. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick for all your home improvements. Yannick Real Estate, commercial and residential. The Mayo Funeral Homes of Berwick and Chickshinny. Your Berwick State Farm agents Lori Powell, Sean Black, and Melissa Price. Hometown agents who understand Berwick's needs. Riverview Block Inc. of Berwick. Alexander Family Dealership, Central Road off Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Axis Gymnastics Academy, East 7th Street in Bloomsburg. Wells's Towing and Repair, Towing Recovery and Lockout Services. S.J. Kowalski Heating and Cooling, the way the earth intended. Overhead Door Company of Berwick. Independence Ford, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Don's Towing Truck and Trailer Repair, Route 11 in Berwick. MD Accounting and Consulting, your hometown CPA firm. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your partner for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Fairfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Danville. The Berwick Medicine Shop, now at 500 Fowler Avenue in Berwick. And by Name Brand Liquidations in the Berwick Plaza on Route 11. HLM is the Valley Sports Leader.